Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got a Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are taking a look at Historic all this week because we've got several Historic tournaments coming up this weekend. Yeah. I know the SCG Tour Online is taking a dive into the Historic pool, as well as whatever WotC's doing. I can't remember the name of it.
I'm not sure of a WotC.
They're not doing one?
Event.
I feel like there was a second thing.
There's a Keldheim Championship, but that's next weekend.
That's next week? Okay, that's next weekend. Okay, so they're coming up in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's good. So
but the main thing is the SCG event. Yeah. Let's get real.
I knew that was this weekend, and I knew the WotC thing was coming up, but I was a week off on that. Yeah. That's fine.
It's close enough. Close enough.
Close enough.
I could be off too, though. We'll see.
Well, you're commentating it, right?
I'm not. No, okay. Not this time. See, I'm disconnected from it from this one. So
Okay. Once you're not commentating, you just don't care at all.
Well, I'm still gonna watch because I'll definitely check it out, but I'm not up to date on my dates, to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah. Corey is let's say a bit of a Time Lord, like Robert Williams, if you're a fan of the Celtics.
Sure, we'll go with that.
It's funny because it's a joke at Corey's expense that Corey doesn't understand.
Thank you. So funny.
I just don't know how you didn't go for Doctor Who or something. I don't know.
Well, do you not get the reference to Robert Williams?
I don't.
Okay. So Robert Williams was drafted by the Celtics.
I don't care.
And then missed his opening meeting. He just overslept for it. And so all the fans call him Time Lord because time just doesn't matter to him.
Oh, well, time is an illusion, so that's true. Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite nicknames in all of the NBA. Just calling him Time Lord.
Love it. Love it.
It was like literally the very first thing he needed to be in Boston for, and he just overslept and missed it. Like, I just can't. How do you do that?
That is quite impressive. That's how you make an impression right there.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Love it.
Okay, so we are playing Historic all this week, today and Thursday. Our third match in both days is going to be featuring viewer-submitted decks.
Yep.
So the tweets are up right now if you want to submit deck lists for Thursday's show, and they will be up through Wednesday morning when we plan the show. So you've got about a little under 24 hours to get deck lists in for that. But as far as today's show, I'm going to be starting with one of the more popular and successful decks in the format, which is something that players who are playing either this weekend in the SCG Tour or next weekend in the Keldheim Championship are going to want to be prepared for.
For sure.
A lot of them will be playing it. So if you're viewing, this is a deck you want to be familiar with. It's a Rakdos Arcanist.
Yeah, it's a great deck. Yeah. Absolutely great deck.
Yeah, I know one of your favorites in the format. You've played quite a bit with it. We've also seen it, and now put up a lot of success in Pioneer as well. So a multi-format contender here, and really just the same skeleton. It's a Luris companion deck. This is, a bunch of cheap disruption, Young Pyromancer, Dreadhorde Arcanist, and generating a lot of value with the graveyard.
Yeah, and I mean, some lists we've been seeing have been trying to get away from the graveyard a little bit and try like Death Shadows or Scourge of the Skyclaves. That's other variants of it. I think I personally like this version better as well. It is more susceptible to just graveyard hate kind of colding it, but there's not that many Rest in Pieces or ley lines floating around from what I've seen from the Historic metagame. But that is another option to go there, and we even saw like Andrew Jessup has been kind of pioneering the Death Shadow version, so he's got some cool stuff going. Yeah, he's historicing the format. Yeah, absolutely. Wrong format. But yeah, a lot of different ways to build it. Looks pretty cool. I'm going to be playing Mono Black Ramp, a deck that I have loved. I just love the artifact ramp stuff, and then, the combo versions I think are pretty cool with Paradox Engine, but this one's not worrying about that. It's just trying to go up to Ugin, cast Karn the Great Creator, and use all the toolbox of artifacts to just close out the game that way. And I think it's a pretty sweet deck.
Yeah, really taking advantage of the Monument, which was recently printed. Yeah. So that's the big addition to the deck. And we saw a lot of different versions of this deck emerge when that card is printed and really elevate it because you have a lot of options. You're colorless, but you could really splash, any one color you want.
Yeah.
And black seems to be the order of the day. It makes a lot of sense. You get access to Thoughtseize. You get access to a lot of really good removal.
Exactly.
And that's really what you want out of that splash color.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet. Shall we battle?
Let's do it.
All right, you took it down. You beat my precious Luca deck last week, so still pretty salty about that, but that means I get to go first. All right, let's see what we're cooking with. Yeah, that sounds perfectly fine. I'm gonna keep. How's yours?
Yeah, I'll keep too.
Okay.
We need a little help, but if we hit, this hand could be your
A Corey
really
keep.
good.
I like that. All right, I got an inner planar beacon, and I'll pass to you.
A little awkward.
Okay.
I have a Thoughtseize.
Okay, I got 2 good 2-drops at least, so that's not a slam dunk for you.
Definitely want to take one of the 2-drops. Definitely want to take the Maze Mind Tome since that generates card advantage.
Okay, Tome
I'll
is
go to
gone.
18 and pass the turn.
Very rude of you. I guess I'll be idling this turn. Okay, that was a decent draw. I don't really have to play the Void yet to try to find something to fix my hand. My hand has a play next turn, so I think I'm going to avoid that. Go with the Blast Zone and an Idle. Pass to you.
Okay. We got another Swamp and another Thoughtseize.
Okay, I added another Hedron Archive.
Okay, well, I'll take both the archives.
Okay.
With a third Thoughtseize.
All right, that makes sense.
14, and I'll pass the turn.
All right, now it's time for you to get idled to death, huh? I'll probably just play this card instead. First we'll scry. Hey, you can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. Didn't you read that lesson in class? Okay, so now what do we want to get? Can just cage you. Cage for game 1 seems pretty good against you. So I know, do I want to keep this on top as the real thing? And I kind of don't. I don't have the mana to cast it. So yeah, we're going to bottom this, and I'm just going to get a Maze Mind Tome to generate some card advantage, and I'll pass to you. Was that a good draw?
It was okay. Ugh.
I like your beautiful art on Thoughtseizes. Those are about as close to the Time Spiral Remastered old school ones as you get, huh?
Yeah.
They look gorgeous.
I mean, in another sense, these are the old school ones.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Earliest printing. Yeah, I can't cast a spell, so I'll pass the turn.
This is going to be a good versus live, y'all. Okay.
Needed a red source of mana.
I believe it.
Figured my triple Thoughtseize would be enough to slow Corey down, but instead he curved out perfectly.
You did slow me down, technically, but
no, I didn't do that at all. All I did was shock myself 3 times.
Too good. Okay, I'm going to play Hedron Archive. I'm going to play Maze Mind Tome. I think I'm just going to tick this up. There's nothing I want right now, and I'll pass to you. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't Ugin.
Okay. Stitcher Supplier is a pretty good draw.
Okay.
Mill 3.
You probably needed a creature there, huh, buddy?
Nope.
You got a Village Rites. All right.
Village Rites a Stitcher Supplier.
Okay.
Mill 3 first.
Yep.
Draw 2.
Okay.
Ugh.
No land, go.
Oh, it's a Fable Passage.
Name a more iconic duo, chat. Ross Merriam and turn 3 Fabled Passage. Oh, yes. What a time to be alive. Okay.
Just get this sacrifice.
Yeah, I did. 21. Get wrecked. So this seems like a turn I should just play it pretty safe and try to get a cage out there. I'm going to start by drawing a card, see what we get. Oh, no, that's not great, I guess. Why can't I have like an artifact land in there? That would be nice. That would be nice.
Is Darksteel Citadel not in Historic?
I was about to say,
Yeah, no, I mean, that would be sick if it was, but I honestly don't think it is. But I mean, that's the classic game of what's in Historic. All right, then I'm going to cage ya, and I'll get in there for 2.
I'll go to 12.
The beats. And I'll pass to you. We got the beats, we got the beats, we got the beats. Huh? Yep, correct.
Okay, I'll Croxy you.
Croxa. All right, I'll get rid of Eugene.
Get another mountain with this Fable Passage and play Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I will untap. I'll draw. All right. All right. What do we want to do now? Well, I can't. I mean, you could definitely have like an Abrade and then start going ham with Dreadhorde Arcanist, so I should try to deal with that if possible. I'm going to go to 23. 23 life points. And I'm going to get rid of Karn, and I'm going to get a boat. When in doubt, boat him out. I'll boat that, and I'll pass to you.
Summit. Vitalaris.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I'll draw a card. Untap. I'll draw. All right. 3, 4, 5. I got a Forsaken Monument. I am going to add 2 mana, draw a card. I got that. I have a Guardian Idol.
Gain 2 life.
Yep.
25.
25, and I'll pass to you. This boat's not going to do any attacking for a bit, but that's all right.
I mean, if you just animate Idol, then you can crew.
Yeah, that's true, because it is a large creature. I got a bigger creature in mind for you.
Yeah, what I have in mind is conceding this game that I have no chance of winning.
You think these two good? These 2 cards are going to be good against you? Ulamog driving a Sky Sovereign. Can you imagine? I mean, I know your hands are supposed to be on 10 and 2 when you're driving. What about the other 2 hands?
I did have 2 Claim Fames in my hand there when I played the Supplier.
Yeah.
And, really wanted to hit that creature off of the first mill.
Yeah.
And then finding the tap land, just a little bit too far behind there.
Yeah, it was definitely just the story of me top decking a Karn after I get Thoughtseize to Oblivion. Because if I didn't do that, I really did not have much action. I was not getting to Ugin for a while. But
yeah, I would have had time to draw out of it, right?
Exactly.
But the Karn really just shut the door immediately.
Yep, Karn was creating a great Game 1 win for me. So we're going to head to the sideboard. I got a Karn package, so I'm not going to be doing too much, but I spy a couple of cards I might be bringing in. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Rakdos Arcanist and Mono Black Ramp. On my side, a ton of artifact removal coming in between Abrade, Bedevil, and Angrass Rampage. Notably, the Rampage can also be Planeswalker removal against Karn and Ugin.
That's great.
Yeah, so a lot of just better disruption here. Cutting our Claim the Firstborns against the Creature Light deck. Also trimming 1 Claim to Fame. Not a card you want to draw on multiples against the potential of Grafdigger's Cage. We have 4 in the main, can easily afford to trim 1. And cutting the single Scourge of the Skyclaves. This is an awkward card. We saw it languish in my hand in Game 1. Because Corey's deck has so much incidental life gain between Radiant Fountain, Interplanar Beacon, Maze Mind Tome, Forsaken Monument.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy for him to stay in a range where Scourge is never going to get that big. So I just don't think it's a very good threat in the matchup.
I just honestly don't know if that card's playable in the deck, to be honest. Same with Death Shadow, to be honest. I've been seeing people have some success with it when I've been watching streams, but I've also seen it be extremely awkward. The only thing that is really cool with Death Shadow these days that we really don't have, or at least don't use in Modern, in the traditional Death Shadow list, are the double face cards. They do still deal you 3 damage. The Angrass Awakening
Shatterskull Smashing
and Shatterskull Smashing. That is still kind of the fetch a land, duel, take 3 kind of thing. So that is kind of cool. From my end, I'm taking on my 3 Thoughtseizes and then the 1 Ulamog. This Ulamog is fine, but sometimes you go so wide that even if I get to remove 2 permanents, it's okay. Plus, it gets eaten by Thoughtseize pretty easily. Fatal Push is excellent against Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then Shadow's Verdict is lights out. That card's so good against you.
It's okay.
It's okay. All right. Senor Rob, do you have an awesome question for us from our lovely audience?
Esteus would like to know, do you think Faceless Haven is playable in mono black vampires, and does it help the deck play in Historic if it is?
In Historic. I think it's kind of a case of we can look at the mono black list in Pioneer and draw some comparisons of if Mutavault and Faithless Haven is good. And I kind of think it is. Plus, Faithless Haven is a little bit better in vampires because, well, it's a vampire. And in mono black, you're not really using the shapeshifter ability that much. So I think it seems fine. I like the split of 4 Mutavaults because it's still the better card, and 2 Faithless Havens. But you can't go ham with that. And I know the vampire decks want to play Gifted Aetherborn, so maybe you have to give that up. Maybe that's your cost because that's pretty awkward with 6 colorless lands. But yeah, I think it's fine in the deck.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but Mutavault is not a historic legal card.
Oh yeah, Mutavault isn't, is it?
So in Historic, you're playing Haven as your first colorless land, which makes it a lot easier. So I think the question is how many castle Locthwains do you get to play once you have Faceless Haven in your deck, because you want snow lands to activate the creature land. And personally, I would side with Haven over Castle.
Same. Yeah, okay. That completely changes my answer. Wait till the end of my whole explanation before you told me that. But it's the funnest game of playing what's in Historic. We just got a new anthology, and they added some cards that were not in Keldheim that are in this, which I thought was hilarious. Inspired Statuary.
Yeah.
That's in the anthologies. It just wasn't in Keldheim a week before.
Honestly, I want to know what the reasoning behind this is.
It's so we can play what's in Historic on versus live.
It makes no sense to me. It just makes the format much more confusing. For what benefit exactly? Who is this helping?
Ross? It's our audience that's being helped right now because they get to hear a Ross rant about things they're winning right now. Yeah.
You've already drained us of all of our wild cards. No one has rare wild cards on Arena. It's like the Loch Ness Monster trying to find them.
Oh yeah.
So that's in my head one reason. You just put more chase cards into every format and make people spend all their wild cards.
Yeah.
It's literally the only motive I can come up with because it doesn't make the format, appreciably better. In fact, most of the time it's made the format worse. But, nobody likes playing as Pact of Negation.
Yeah, no.
Why did you put Thoughtseize into this format? It's in every other format. We're both playing Thoughtseize decks right now. It's too good. We know it's too good.
What are you talking about? I sideboarded mine out. Your argument just got invalidated right there. So make sure to get your what's in Historic picks ready, and we'll get those answered.
I don't get it.
All right, old man Ross, you're up. Oh God! A playable hand.
You've had 2 of those to my 0.
What are you talking about? You took 3 cards out of my hand by turn 2.
Yeah, I just can't keep this 5-lander. It just doesn't come together in any.
If it's not 5-land, Thoughtseize Arcanist, you're probably no good there. So, all right. Well, ranting Ross Mulligans, you got another question for us there, Rob?
Should the Rectos deck be playing the Pathway and just cutting 4 basics?
Probably.
I think the one question is whether you want Fatal Passage to help out Kroxa. I think if I were building,
you can't play both. You don't want to play both.
There's also Dragon Skull Summit, so
that's true.
You want more basics to help out your summits too. So yeah, I agree that there's some tension there, but I think I would side with playing Pathways and I would balance the tension by I would probably rather cut down on Dragon Skull summits than pathways.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's surprising in Historic now with pathways, with summits, with blood crypts, and you do want to play Fabled Passage most of the time, unless your name's Ross Merriam, then you draw it at all the wrong times. But
I still put it in my decks.
That's true, all of them actually. But yeah, actually the Rakdos mana base is pretty good right now in Historic.
Yeah.
You know, god awful still in Standard, but.
Okay, this is definitely a keepable hand. We put the superfluous copy of a card away and lead on a Fabled Passage.
Yes.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. All right, I am gonna go with a Scry to try to find good Magic cards. I guess this hand is playable level of good, and I'll pass to you.
Usually you want to play the Zhalfir Void, any sort of scry effect, the turn before you're missing a spot on your curve.
Yep.
That kind of suggests that Corey's looking for a 2-drop and then keeps on top because he found it.
You could be right. You could be wrong.
I will play a Mountain and a Dreadhorde Arcanist, though.
Okay.
Doesn't really change my play.
Okay. I will go with a If Near Deadlands and a Guardian Idol. Pass to you.
Interesting. How do I want to play this?
Just right-click, concede. Hand me the marbles. Call it a day.
You got how many cards in your hand?
I got 6.
Could be 3.
Uh-huh. Could be 3. I don't like that. I don't like that.
The question is, do I like that? It does sort of use this card.
You would have to use your cards to do things. Yep, that's how Magic works.
When I could use it to get a second bite of this.
You know, whatever you do, cards right here, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to abrade the Guardian Idol.
Okay.
Play a tap Blood Crypt and attack for 1.
Okay.
19. This leaves me a few more options.
19.
Moving forward.
I will draw. Okay. Not a stellar play for me. I have a Blast Zone and pass.
Okay. I will attack for 1.
I'll take that. 18. You know you're supposed to return spells with this one.
I will buy Luris.
Okay.
And play tap Blood Crypt.
Okay.
That's the turn.
I'll charge this up. Ooh, that was an excellent draw.
Was it Hedron Archive?
It was Hedron Archive. You're right. You called it. Okay, I'll get the beacon down. I'll play Hedron Archive, and I'll pass to you.
You got 5 cards in hand?
5 cards.
Okay, I'll make you sack an artifact.
I'll choose this artifact.
I'll play a Croxa.
Okay. I think I'll get rid of... Is this thing really going to come into play for me? It definitely could. I'm going to discard a land here and take 3.
Yep, and then attack for 1. So you're going to be 14. Yeah. Wish I had done that in the opposite order. You know, the Rampage doesn't involve Corey making a decision. You should Croxa first and make him make that decision with the least amount of information.
You should have, yep. And you got 3 cards. One is...
Luris.
Okay.
And you're on 5 cards?
I'm on 5 Magic cards. Slightly scared of a few things here, but I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to play Forsaken Monument. Pass to you.
Okay, I will claim the Croxa. Have you discard a card?
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be rough.
Yep.
All right, I'll discard this.
Yeah, discard the Ugin. That makes sense. Corey sees the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Fame the Arcanist. Much earlier, I could have gone like, Croxy you, claim it, attack, cast, claim again, just take a bunch of cards out of your hand. But
I was worried about that, but yeah.
wanted the optionality, and it's paying off. I think I will target the Abrade. The Rampage has more options later for Planeswalkers.
Yep.
So we'll Abrade the Monument, have you take 3.
Down to 11.
Brings you to 11, and then I will play a Dragonskull Summit.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Yeah, solid turn for you, Jerk.
Corey's still got a lot of stuff going on, and one of the nice things about these colorless decks is they play so many utility lands.
Yeah,
that you
get some fun stuff to do with them. That's for sure.
You're never out of stuff to do with your mana.
But I think I kind of have one choice because you have a play pretty locked up next turn. I'm gonna go with Extinction Event and take 1. Should have did this last turn, I think.
That puts you to 10.
Yep.
What are you gonna name?
I'll name Even.
Huh.
Okay, I'll pass to you. Should have did that last turn, I think. I was very much considering doing that before Monument, but I was hoping you didn't have the claim fame, but you did, and it was a mistake, I believe.
Yeah, I think my play is pretty easy here. Play Laris, play Croxa.
Yep.
You discard a Mind Stone, pass the turn.
Okay, I will Extinction Event on Odd.
Taking another point.
Yeah, and Bajuka Bog you.
You're at 9.
And I'll pass to you. I'm out of stuff, though.
Well, so am I. You can go.
Hooray! All right, I'll play Mind Stone. And now I could attack for 2 with the Crawling Barrens. I don't know what you can really have, but it doesn't seem great. I'll just pass to you. Yes.
Pass the turn.
All right, I'll put 2 counters on. Okay, I will go with a Hedron Archive. And 4/4 is a little bit better, but you could just have so many things to destroy it. I don't think it's worth it. I'll pass to you.
That's cute. I'll play Croxa, have you take 3. Or I guess, you can draw with the turn stack if you want. So you're at 9 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll take it.
So it brings you to 6.
Yep.
With the sacrifice trigger on the stack, I will Villager Rates the Croxa.
Okay.
Glad I saved this Croxa.
Yep.
I thought you were going to sack the Mind Stone and stuff, try to dig for some gas. Thought that might leave you with a card in your hand that I could snag, but you got paid off in a different way.
Yep.
So I am just going to have you at 6?
6.
Yeah, I will pass the turn.
Now I have a pretty interesting situation. I could sack Hedron Archive. That leaves me with 7 mana. So I couldn't cast Ugin if I drew it. I could sack Mind Stone. And if I draw Ugin, it's great. I can cast it. But if you have a Braid, then you can kill Hedron Archive. And then it gets kind of annoying that I left that value. So I'm just going to sack this at end step. Yep. Draw 2. Anything. On tap. A draw. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to try to find a 6-drop we can cast by sacking this, or just do another little setup turn? I think setup turn seems better, so let's go with a Mind Stone.
Yep.
Got a Swamp, and this is only at sorcery, so that doesn't matter. And I got a Hedron Archive, and I'll pass to you. It's been an interesting game.
Indeed, it has. Okay, we're going to start this turn with a Young Pyromancer.
Okay.
I will then claim the Croxa, get a token. Rob, you didn't get us any Pyromancer tokens?
Good. Keep those Ross Merriam tokens out of here. Good call. Good call. Okay. Do I want to go to 3 here? If I... Pretty rough spot. I think I will respond by sacking this Hedron Archive.
Yep.
Draw 2. Tilt. I'll discard a land.
And go to 3.
Yep.
I will then fame this token, get another token.
2 lands was the Punisher case. I'm dead.
Yeah, you had to sack, but 2
Yeah.
lands meant you died.
I didn't necessarily have to. Yeah, I guess I did because you could just fame the token.
Yeah, and you were 1 short of activating the. Oh no, you could activate the Barons to block. Right?
Yeah, I could have. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe sacrificing was
maybe not. Yeah.
It seems. I'm
not Karn on top, but that would have been good.
Well, I had a bunch of good removal left in my hand.
Yeah, you did. Holy cow. Yeah, that was going to be a tough game. All right, GG.
Yeah, just sort of like ground you low on resources with Croxa over and over again.
Yeah, and then I started actually, drawing Mindstone, drawing Hedron Archive late is really good, But man, it was just those abrades. And honestly, I think the turn that would have gave me a lot more life is if I Extinction Event first before I Monument. Like my Monument was very clearly not going to be living in any meaningful way with how much artifact removal you had. But at least that didn't allow you to get that free value to destroy it with the fame,
Yeah, I mean, your Monument, those removal spells I had in my hand, I drew later. So, I think your Monument would have lived for a turn or 2 had you sequenced differently.
Exactly.
And that might have just been all you needed.
Maybe, yeah, because you make that Crawling Barrens pretty large pretty quickly and stuff, too. So, all right, we're going to shuffle up for our 3rd game. We're a little ahead of schedule. We might be able to stretch this one. But, Rob, do you got a question for us?
I don't really have any questions.
Okay.
But
has anyone played What's in Historic?
I do have one of those.
Yes.
So, Pillar of the Payrunes versus Ancient Ziggurat.
Ooh.
I don't think Ancient Ziggurat is in it.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and I think that Pillars card, I saw it in a list when I was looking yesterday.
You don't think it's a double bluff? You don't think they're giving us one where neither is in?
I don't think so, because I saw it in an Arcanist list, and the only thought I had was, wow, that doesn't seem good. But I saw that card, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, Pillar of the Parents.
Wrong.
Dang it!
Ancient Ziggurat is Historic.
Wow. How is that card in Historic? Was it in an anthology?
I assume.
Keldheim actually had 6 cards that only went to Historic.
Yeah, it was in Anthology 3.
Of course. What are we on, Anthology 5 or something?
Thought this one was 4, but I could be wrong.
All right, love it. This is a game.
You got us. That was a good one.
This is a game that I play a decent amount of Historic, and I still am just never confident,
Yeah, the last one that came out was 4.
Nice, classic. Okay, I'm going to be going first this time. It's about time. And let's hope for the best. All right. That got close to being bad, but I think I can keep. It's a close keep, but it's okay. How's that one for you?
This is why we play Pathways.
Yeah, you got a lot of mountains?
It's a keep, but I'm not happy.
I got a Blast Zone. Pass to you.
I have a Dragon Skull Summit.
Heck yeah. All right, I have a Scry. I will bottom that. And I'll cast a Mind Stone and pass to you.
Okay, that'll work. I'll play a mountain and I will abrade your Mind Stone.
Rude.
Pass the turn.
I will draw. I have an Interplanar Beacon. I have a Mind Stone and a Tome. Pass to you.
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
I have another Summit and a Thoughtseize.
Okay, I got Karn, Fatal Push, and Eugene.
Oh, I should have thought about this before I... I should have thought about this before I did this.
Okay,
That's fine, though. I'm going to take the Karn.
Okay.
Go to 18.
Okay.
I want to, for some reason, this card just threw me off.
Okay.
I should have thought it out before I did this.
Did you screw up?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just should have thought about it first.
Interesting.
I think ultimately, yes.
Okay.
I had the option of which 2-drop to play, and obviously if I Pyromancer, I want a Pyromancer first.
Of course.
When I drew Arcanist, I was like, oh, I guess I'll just Thoughtseize first and figure out which one I want to play.
Makes
but
sense.
That's just not how it works with Young Pyromancer. And now you have the Fatal Push, and I can't let you have the Karn.
Yeah.
So I've just got to figure out which one I want to throw away to a Fatal Push. And it's going to be Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Okay. And step I will scry.
I guess, you don't even have black mana.
I don't have
push.
black mana.
I didn't even notice
So
that.
I'll bottom that.
Yeah, that is definitely Arcanist.
Yeah, for sure. I shall draw.
Ooh, didn't upkeep Scry as well.
Yeah.
I guess you can draw into the black.
That was going to be the plan, yeah. But
could even sack the Mind
not
Stone.
Great. I will draw. I got that. And I better do it now, just in case you have village rights, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, let's play Young Pyromancer and claim the Arcanist, get a token,
Okay.
and pass the turn.
So you're saying this was a good draw. I shall draw, and I shall cast the Extinction Event, and I'll pass to you.
It's unbelievable. Okay, Pyromancer, Thoughtseize, you get a token.
That's pretty good.
So that puts me to 16.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. I will draw. Do we want to draw first? Probably. I will draw. I will play a Deadlands, and I will play a Mind Stone, and I'll pass to you.
Wow.
We be ramping.
Really kind of impressive how the top 6 cards of Corey's deck were running perfects.
Running perfects, he says. Everyone wants to draw the second Ugin, you know, and
The second Ugin was... You have to do it relative to my hand. But
yeah, fair.
when you do that, it's pretty clear. And yeah, I'm probably going to be dead.
You want to have a famous young Pyromancer?
No, I'm going to get in for 3.
17.
I am going to Village Rights, the token, get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Do that again.
Okay. Village Right is so awesome in that deck. I just love it.
That's, I guess, a fine draw. We'll play Fable Passage.
Okay.
Sack it, get a Swamp, and Croxa you. So now Corey's probably going to want to sack a Mind Stone, which keeps him off of Ugin next turn, and stops him from loading up the Blast Zone.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And I'm, of course, threatening to escape it next turn.
Yeah, I do think it's still worth it, just in case. I might still just discard Ugin, but...
Yeah, if you drew, maybe Forsaken Monument or Karn or something.
Yeah, because if you're for sure bringing it back, I'm going to lose another card. I guess I could keep whatever card I draw.
You're drawing another card off the Tome, too.
True.
The last card of Tome, I think, is the key.
Pretty awkward, but I think I will discard it.
Okay, and then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. So now I got a Hedron Archive, a Mind Stone, and a pass to you. Gonna take a little bit of a beating here.
Jesus. Turn the best of draws on my side.
It was the best of draws. It was the worst of draws.
So now I'm worried about the Blast Zone. Obviously, if I Croxa, Corey takes 3, I attack for 3, he's at 11. Just fires up the Blast Zone, pops it. At that point, I am left with 3 other cards in my graveyard, so I'm a little short of the Croxa re-escaping. My only other real option for this turn is to just buy the Luris.
Like that.
Corey is on 9 mana. Wonder... I just don't think playing into the Blast Zone makes a lot of sense, so I'll attack for 3.
I'm down to 14.
At least not this turn.
Yeah.
And buy the Luris.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
And step, I am going to charge this just to avoid the play of Croxa Fame. Because that's your way of getting the hasty Croxa, and that's pretty terrifying. So then I'll draw. All right, I'll tome, gain 4.
Brings you to 18.
Yep, 18. I'll draw. It's not great. Not great. Okay, so don't have too many good plays at this point. Could sack a Mind Stone to see what we get. Just sack with another Mind Stone. I think that's reasonable. All right, sack Mind Stone. It's pretty interesting, but not great. Okay, I will play another Deadlands and pass to you.
You have 2 in hand?
2 in hand. Both super average.
Interesting draw. I will attack for 3.
15.
Let's play a Swamp. I'm just going to play the Luris this turn.
Okay.
And Croxa you.
All right, I'll respond by sacking this.
Yep.
Draw 2. Okay. I'll take 3.
Brings you to 12.
Yep.
I'll pass the turn.
All right. Okay, I got another Blast Zone. Tricky situation.
Yeah, this has been a tight game.
Mm-hmm. Tight match.
After the early good draws, Corey hasn't found much gas, which has been the helpful thing for me.
Not that helpful for me, believe it or not, though.
Gave me a little wiggle room to get back into this.
Oh. Trying to see what I can do here.
Does have 8 mana and hasn't slammed Ugin yet, so...
Math is hard. Give me 1 second. I have so many things I can do and so many weird interactions.
Don't like that with 3 cards in hand. I guess
it's not particularly strong, believe it or not.
Yeah,
but
you do have 4 utility lands on the battlefield.
Exactly. So. It's very interesting. It's not insanely strong. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think our best play is to stall a little bit more. God, this is so tough. So tough. I feel like I have to do something here, but that Croxa Fame play is just so looming right now.
Yeah, the threat of it has been stronger than the reality.
It really is. It really is.
Really hamstrings your mana. And you've been having to use the Mind Stones and Hedron Archives to draw cards because I'm stripping your hand apart at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So if you Croxa me, I'm just trying to see if I can do math. If I can do a different play and then still like survive through a Croxa, and it seems kind of tough. All right, fine. I guess we'll go like this.
Some monument.
Go with a monument.
It's pretty good.
4, 5, 6. Just don't even know if this is actually good. All right, play Ugin.
You gain 2 from Monument and 1 from Beacon,
yep.
So go to 15.
Now I think I just want to make a creature, because if I kill Luris, you can Croxa plus Fame it. I discard a card, I discard, so I take 3 plus 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. That would keep me alive. I don't know if that's worth it. I think just making a 4/4 is better. Yeah, okay. I'll make a creature. I guess I get to look. And I'll pass to you.
Okay. On your end step, I will Village Rights the token, make another one.
Okay.
Could have used that with the Croxa last turn, but I wanted to hold it up in case Corey had some sort of exile-based removal.
Yeah, and that would have been extra punishing if I went to destroy this, that's for sure.
But I think we've got this one wrapped up.
I'm dead.
Because I can take 3 for Agadim.
Okay.
13. I can Blood Chief's Thirst. Oh, that's going to go to your...
I get the card then, yeah.
So I need you to have a land in your hand. I still think this has got to be the play.
Okay.
Does it? What else can I do? Yeah. Because I forgot that I was going to get a card to your hand.
Yep.
So basically, if it's a land, you're dead. And I wouldn't find out until it's too late, because then I wouldn't attack the Ugin at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah. So you're not dead.
Hooray! Still feeling not great about this game, but
how do I want to play this?
Yeah, it's been a really tough match. And these decks are just pretty evenly matched, and it creates some good games.
I definitely don't want to leave Corey with a hand. That's step 1. I don't want to leave Corey with the Ugin, and ideally I don't want to leave him with the Monument. And I can do all those things.
That's disgusting.
that I can do.
That is disgusting.
Or I can try to kill him if the card is a land. I think my hand is good enough that I'd rather just strip him of his resources and have him dead essentially next turn or close to it. And if that is the case, that starts with...
God, Rakdos Arcanist is so awesome. That just never runs out of steam. That is just the best part about that deck. Helps when you draw 15 Village Rites, but...
Yep, okay. Let's play Croxa with Luris.
Okay.
So...
discard a Hedron Archive.
Then I will Blood Chief's Thirst the Spirit, get an Elemental.
Okay.
Then I will claim the Croxa, get an Elemental.
Okay.
It was a Fatal Push, good. Then I will Bedevil the Forsaken Monument, get an Elemental.
Okay.
Then I will attack Ugin for 5 and you for 1.
All right, that's disgusting.
So you go to 14, I gain 3 to 16.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right, so we have 8 mana. I think I know the draw I want. 8 mana. Is it anything good? That's not very good. Ugh. Gross.
And like even an Ugin would involve me then going just Croxa, Fame it.
Yeah.
Attack the Ugin down, deal you 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd be forced to use the Blast Zone, and I have enough to where I could re-Croxa.
Yeah, I think I'm in an unwinnable situation here, but we'll play this and pass to you.
Plays Hedron Archives. You have that up. And this is... give them on 2 and 1.
2 and 1.
This is 4, 7... Yeah, I guess still not enough. Because of the archive.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 puts you to 5.
Yeah, I just can't even think of any really good draw I can have outside of this, Like, I guess I know a draw. Shadow's Verdict. That's what I need. My 1-of Shadow's Verdict, I think, would be amazing.
Yep, that would be the card that actually does it.
Because I need to deal with the graveyard as well as that. So, I could Karn for Platinum Angel if I had enough mana, which I do not.
So how do I play around Shadow's Verdict? It's by getting you to 1, because you only have 1 painless source of black mana.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
So...
yeah, these post-board games have just been so hard just because you can destroy the artifacts.
Step 1, play Croxa with Luris.
Okay, I have to take it.
Brings you to 11.
Yep.
Then all I have to do is play the 2 Fames. I don't think you can actually take it. Because this is 7 and I have 2 Fames.
Yeah, but if I don't take it, you can just Croxa Fame, right?
No, if I have a land.
Oh, okay.
And it needs to be a red land.
All right, well then I guess I will sack, and yeah, I guess I have a... All right, pretend I tap this better, because I do have an out of just sacking into a Fatal Push, I guess.
Too, yeah.
Okay, so that's with Crocs on the stack, right?
Yep. So Croxa is on the stack right now.
Okay, Yep.
Discarding a tome. Okay, then I will Thoughtseize you, get a token.
In response, I will Fatal Push Luris.
I go to 14.
Yep.
Then...
you still have 2 Fames, though, right?
Yeah.
You just win, right? You just Fame 2.
You're at 11.
Elementals, so it'll be
oh, yeah,
6,
I can Fame
7,
the Elemental
8,
I just
9,
got.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, you have 12.
Yep. So Fame the Elemental that just entered the battlefield, get another one. Then Fame that one, get another one. And then since those can attack.
Attacks for 12. GG. Lame. Yeah, that was a really tough post board. That was really tough to deal with post board. Just the artifact disruption. Most of the time, that's the one thing I have is when I play an artifact, it's mana I will have the next turn. But when I can't even play Monument with any safety, it's just so hard for me to get any traction,
Yeah, and really the constriction of your resources. I think you played through the early disruption really well. I abraded your turn 2 play. You were able to have another Mind Stone into a tome. That was excellent.
Yep.
And you were able to do some other things in the ensuing turns, but that left you pretty light on resources after I croxied you a little bit, and then you're sitting there, you're like, okay, I've got the mana I need. I could sit here and draw off the top, but I'm under a little bit of pressure. So then you use the archives and things to draw some extra cards and prevent bleeding from Croxa.
Yeah.
And, at that point, now you don't quite have enough mana to do all the things that you want to do.
And that first archive that I sacked when I had enough mana to do everything, it was just 2 lands and then I drew a land for the turn. So I was like, that was the big swing. I just needed one of my heavy hitters and I just didn't get it. And then Ugin was my first heavy hitter, and that card just isn't good.
Yeah.
That card is just not a good card in this matchup.
Or what you could have used was just a little bit of graveyard hate. That was the game where you didn't ever get a cage down. You didn't find the Bajuka Bog.
Yeah.
Anything like that to shut down the Croxa engine would have given you a lot of breathing room.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, this deck just doesn't have a lot of that. There's like one bog, and then you need the Karn to get the cage, and sometimes you just don't have time for that. So, yeah, it's really tough. If you have a nut draw, I think it's very tough for me to win. If your draw stumbles a little bit, I think I can punish you pretty easily. But yeah, it just shows. Honestly, Rakdos Arcanist would be the deck I would play this weekend. I just love the feel of it. I'd have to look over some lists and stuff during the qualifiers to make sure there's not an outrageous amount of enchantment-based graveyard hate. But even with that, there's got to be some juke that you could do with the sideboard, like bringing in Hazarets, bringing in some creatures that don't get affected by the graveyard, to just kind of sidestep that instead of going down the path of like having a bunch of Feed the Swarms and stuff. I just don't think that's a good way to deal with these enchantments.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not the ideal way to do it. Sometimes it's the best option that you have.
Yeah.
And it's always the option that people default to because it makes it's conceptually very easy to understand. Like your opponent has this card that is really problematic.
This card says I destroy it. Yeah.
This card says get it out of the way. But you hear a lot about the mantra there's no wrong threats, only wrong answers. And normally I'm the proactive deck sort of presenting threats. I do have a lot of other some good disruption too, but I tend to be the proactive deck, especially in this matchup. And if you allow your opponent to bring in hate and then you bring in anti-hate as your countermeasure, then you put yourself on the wrong side of that paradigm where you're the one who needs to draw the answer. They're the one with the threat. And the best way to counter any sort of sideboard plan is to always make sure you're the one who maintains that side of things. You're the one presenting the threats, and you do that by the way Corey said, by bringing in threats that sidestep the graveyard hate and making the the graveyard hate ineffectual.
Yeah, Hazaret, Chandra, there's some really good options that you can do, and that is the one benefit I like of the Death Shadow list is. If I'm playing against that list, I'm like, do I even bring this in? Do I even bring in these hate cards? Because you just go like double Leyline, I mulled to 6 to do it. Like normally that would shut down the deck and you'd be fine. And then they just go, turn 3 Death Shadow and start, hurting themselves. And it seems pretty rough, So it's a tough dance. And that would be the only reason I want to look into more the Death Shadow version or just any other extra threat version rather than just this, which is a more efficient deck, which is a higher ceiling deck, and it crushes matchups. You play against a creature deck when you have 4 Claim Fames and Village Rites and stuff, lights out. That's game. But.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a Death Shadow version of this deck were worse in game 1s, but better post sideboard if people have graveyard hate.
And that's the reason to maybe transition and, have him in their sideboard too. It's an option. There's a lot of options with Arcanist right now, and we're going to see this weekend, what the best things emerge. I think it's going to be really exciting to see just the qualifiers to see which decks are getting better, which decks fall by the wayside.
Yeah, because we haven't seen this really format played at a high level in quite a while. We've had the bans, so there really is some more space for people to explore, and the addition of Death Shadow compounds on that, so a lot of
bans,
questions
and
left
then
to
they
be
sneak
answered.
in cards every other day, so who really knows. One thing I'm excited to try too is the blue-based paradoxical engine decks with
now that they have statuary.
Now that we have statuary,
that's definitely that. Ooh, I love those decks, so I'm in for that as well.
We might have to do some brewing and come up with a deck list for Thursday. I think that'd be a fun one. So
the one thing I will say about the Rakdos Arcanist deck is typically when I think of Dreadheart Arcanist, I think it's a powerful card when things come together. Obviously, there's the graveyard element where you can disrupt it, but my usual issue with this card is it just doesn't apply enough pressure. So you end up getting really far ahead and then just giving your opponent a huge window of time to draw back into the game, and that's an aspect of it that I haven't really liked. But this deck generates so much card advantage and has some powerful endgame threats in Kroxa, in Young Pyromancer, in Lurrus, that it is able to find ways to shut that door, or maybe not shut it, but keep it closed for long enough for you to get over the line. Like you saw me there on that turn. I could have gone for the kill with the Kroxa the turn before, but I had enough gas left in the tank that I was able to just say, okay, I'll just answer all of your stuff and have you dead next turn. And just pray you don't rip the one Shadows verdict.
Yeah, and that's what I think about that card too, is like it starts off, it is your nut draw. Thoughtseize into that is unbelievable and will win you the game 50% of the time on its own. You know, it's that good. Like, of course, you need some tools with it, but that start of by turn 3, you get to take their first 2 very impactful threats, and you get to attack and set up the rest of your stuff is insane. But I think Arcanist also fills the role of finding Kroxas to put in your graveyard, finding it with double Village Rites. If you cast Village Rites, get another one from the graveyard, or, you know, Stitcher Supplier, find some other gas and stuff too. It's a facilitator to find Kroxa. Kroxa is your end game, you know, and it's such a good one because you don't need to draw it.
Yeah,
you know, but
Kroxa definitely is the card that kind of elevated this deck for me, and you really saw it there in that second game. It sat in my graveyard, and Corey had to sit there with the Blast Zone up, just like, well, I need the Blast Zone here, and that further constricted your mana. And then when you passed, I just didn't let you get the value that you wanted, instead just kept it, you know, punishing you with Lurrus over and over again. I think an earlier removal spell on the Lurrus or some piece of graveyard hate would have, you know, sort of forced the issue on my side, but just didn't come off the top of your deck.
And that's like the same reason why Azeka's Chariot is such a good card right now. It's because you can play in such a way that you're making your opponent leave something up to prepare against, and then you just don't
attack with the tokens.
Exactly, and then you eventually wreck them. So it's kind of the same vein of that kind of stuff. So, all right, anyways, that's going to do it for round number 1. Ross takes it down. Next up on Historic, the first 2 matches me and Ross selected as cool decks or build some fun decks that we think are really good in Historic now. We got that third deck coming, which is going to be submitted by y'all. And if you want to get involved in the show, you can check out our Twitter accounts right now and submit for Thursday's show. We're going to be doing Historic again, same kind of thing. But my next deck is going to be a deck that I think you're going to be jealous of, because
I am jealous of it when you showed it to me.
This is a nice mono white beatdown deck with Ross's favorite cards, but I love it too. Venerated Loxodon, and we got Lurrus as a shell. It's just a very aggressive, awesome looking deck.
Yeah, and I'm
Raven Inspector.
Oh, yeah. Fan me down. I'm going to be playing a Bant Company deck with an Angel Cleric Life Gain theme. This is a deck I've seen people stream with. It's something that's kind of picking up. Not entirely sure just how good it is, but I know Righteous Valkyrie is a really good Magic card. You know, we did some good things with that during preview season, if I recall. We'll see how it works. I think with Collected Company, that is just chef's kiss.
Seems pretty nice. All right, everyone, we're going to take a short 5-minute break. We'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say, I hate seeing Ross win matches of Magic on Versus Live, Rob.
I hate seeing Ross win matches of Magic on Versus Live, Rob.
Oh, dude, me too. Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say it on air.
Twinsies over here.
How could he say something so controversial yet so brave? You know, so brave. All right, everyone. Rob's going to be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can get his favorite one sent over to us. And of course, we're accepting. What is it? Historic. You name 2 cards, we'll guess. We're going to get it wrong. It's pretty tough, but it's a fun game. So, all right, everyone, we are playing Historic here all week to get ready for the SCG Road to Strixhaven Championship this weekend. Same kind of structure that we've been playing with the standard events for the last weeks, the satellites on Friday and Saturday. Where if you go 4-2 or better, you qualify for that Sunday event, and then buys for 5-1 and 6-0. Same structure, but completely different format, and now without Uro. So if you just hated this format because you had to deal with that stupid Titan of Nature's Wrath, this guy. I'm talking about me. I absolutely hated that card, and I'm so sick of it. Now's your time to play, because it's not just Sultai everywhere, and it'll be interesting to see what the pros bring when you can't just play Sultai. Do we just go back to goblins? Like, who knows?
This to me feels a lot more like an old school Pro Tour where it happened 3 weeks after a set was released, and nobody was exactly sure what the best decks were.
Yeah.
There was some idea of what the metagame was going to be like going in, so the players had a target, but was the right choice to find a metagame deck that attacked that from a different angle or unexpected angle, or was one of the established decks the best choice and you just had to tune it correctly?
Yeah.
And you just kind of found out that weekend, and that set the metagame moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because we still see a lot of decks that are unscathed, and the thing that I totally agree with you is we don't see big historic events. MTG Melee runs some cool, some smaller events, but some of those decks are not competitive ready. You can just tell like they are maybe more casual focused events, which totally fine, sounds great. But I'm saying we don't have a good amount of data to look through to just be like, this is the best deck. That's going to change this weekend. SCG just spells out how decks are performing,
Yeah.
We see
It's going to be a meat grinder Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Exactly, but that first event on Friday is going to be the Wild Wild West, Like, there, of course, is Arcanist, there is Jund Sacrifice, there is Goblins. Outside of that, though, those are the 3 decks that I expect to still be good and moving forward. But outside of that, it's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. So.
Yeah, and especially now with the introduction of Death Shadow that people are working on, how much of an impact is that card going to make on the metagame? Yeah. Does it push old decks out? Does it allow new decks that, maybe weren't well positioned but have a good Shadow matchup to thrive? There's all sorts of secondary and tertiary effects that a new deck can have on a metagame.
Or is it just the Aetherworks Marvel effect where everybody used all their 4 wild cards and then regretted it 5 days later because that card is not good?
Well, if you listened to me, you wouldn't have done that because I called that straight away.
Well, I can see why so many people did it, because who listens to Mr. Ross Merriam?
That is true. That's true.
I'm just kidding. All right, so round number 2, Ross took down the first round with some nice plays from Rakdos Arcanist. Now I'm going to be playing a mono white aggro deck. This is kind of a Jim Davis creation from Modern, but not quite as supercharged because we don't have like Mox Opal. I believe that was in his list.
Yeah, if you remember Jim's Loxobots deck, that's what this deck really reminds me of.
Yes, Loxobots is a nice name. So just hyper-aggressive white creatures. We have everybody's favorite card, Thraven Inspector, mixed with Venerated Loxodon, and I'm just trying to beat you down quick, and what do you got up against me?
I think just one point on your deck is Clarion Spirit seems like a great addition. Being able to go, Clarion Spirit, Ornithopter, make a token, and have 3 creatures out for 2 mana.
Yeah, I saw that too, and there's 2 in the main, and then there's 2 more in the board. We'll see how good that card is, because I agree. I think that card might just be excellent.
Yeah, it's also really cool. Sometimes you play like 1 creature into Venerated Loxodon. Yeah, the Spirit that you get off Spirit then doesn't get a counter from the Loxodon, but you do just every extra creature is really important in this deck. This is very much a go wide aggro deck.
And then we have the cheapest Glorious Anthem we've probably ever seen that still doesn't see play, Rally of the Ranks, being thrown into this. So, I think I've always kind of thought once that card got printed and everyone's hyped about it, I just thought Magic has surpassed that kind of effect. Removal is so good and cards are just so powerful that something that doesn't affect the board and then just helps out your creatures, I didn't think would be that good, but if it's going to be good in any deck, it's going to be this one.
Yep. Yeah. And on my side, we see Bant Angels. This is with Collected Company. We got the life gain theme with Bishop of Wings, Resplendent Archangel, Righteous Valkyrie. There's just so many. They've printed so many life gain cards recently that it seems like we were just waiting until we've reached critical mass. And importantly, this deck has reached critical mass to also play Collected Company, which helps assemble all the different synergies.
Yep.
Now, you might be saying, why are we playing a life gain deck against an aggro deck? But when you're playing a go wide aggro deck, you're less concerned about just dealing chip shot damage and limping over the finish line like, say, a burn deck might.
Yeah.
And you're more concerned with just winning the game on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So this is not, as lopsided of a matchup as you might expect. At least that's what I'm expecting when we play it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be important for, Corey to amass as a big of a battlefield as he can, even if that means he's not attacking as much on turns 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's really going to be important on turn turn 4 and turn 5, who's able to make really big attacks.
Yeah.
Because those attacks are going to be for 10, 15, 20 points of damage. And so it's not going to matter as much that I gain, 5 or 6 life. Unless it means I have Righteous Valkyrie and then all my creatures are now really big.
Yeah, then I'm dead. But we'll see. We'll see. It should be interesting.
Yeah, not much removal on my side here. We got some in the sideboard, but game 1, it's just going to be 2 decks doing their thing.
I totally agree. Okay, I'll keep mine.
My hand is great.
All right. I'm going to go with starting with one of my favorite cards, Legion's Landing, and I'll pass to you.
Love that card. Very
I think
underrated.
I might need a 1/1 vampire from you there. We'll use Jerry for now, but this is just a normal 1/1 Void Vampire with lifelink. I guess this is kind of the same. It's actually just... It's even better for my deck. It's a soldier.
You'd prefer it to be a soldier.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Soul Warden off this folder.
Soul Warden. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we need some Andrew Ellenbogen.
Get on in here, Andrew.
The Legion's Landing Maestro.
Welcome to the club, buddy. Welcome to the club. All right, I'll get in there.
I will take it. So I'm at 19, you're at 21.
All right, and we'll just stop the count right here. Whoever's ahead, game. All right, and then I'm going to go with a land, and I'll pass to you.
So I know that deck plays a Raise the Alarm, so certainly don't want to attack with the Soul Warden.
Would you say your alarm is raised?
What I will do, though, is take 2 for Temple Guard and go to 17.
Okay.
Play Bishop of Wings and gain 1 off Soul Warden.
Okay.
So I'm going to end at 18, then pass the turn.
Oh, yep. Okay. Gotcha.
You should have switched to Omen of the Sun, Corey. He would have never played around that.
I know. This is the OG Omen of the Sun, though.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make 2.
I'll gain 2 off that, go to 20.
Yep.
Yeah, it's old, so obviously Ross knows about it.
White soldiers, but without lifelink. Nope, I need more soldiers from you without lifelink. I mean, I definitely can.
We'll use Jerry's.
All right. They just do not have lifelink. Okay. Untap. Oh, draw. Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh.
No, I'm all tangled up.
You're all tangled? Are you a tangled Florhedron?
I wish.
Thank you, buddy. All right. Got some Aaron Barrages. Now...
Another master of small white creatures.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, Corey's assembling a squad over there.
I am. All right. I have a Rally of the Ranks.
Ooh, Blinkmoth Nexus is a nice one there.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to name Soldier. And I'm going to get in here and trigger Legion's Landing.
Okay, I think I will take this opportunity to just eat the Ellenbogen.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 4, go to 16, you'll go to 22.
Weren't you at 18?
I was at 20 because I gained 2.
Oh, of course, yeah. These life total battles are going to be impressive. So I'm at 22 and you are at 16.
Yes.
Okay, and then post-combat, I'm going to go with Thraven Inspector.
Gain 1.
I'm really hoping to get these Time Spire remastered ones, Rob. Are you going to be able to help us out with that?
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and then I got a clue, and I'll pass to you.
So I'm at 17 from that last Soul Warden trigger.
Yep.
You'll get whatever we have, Corey.
All right, thanks.
Okay, now I've got a Mistgate Pathway and a Righteous Valkyrie. I will gain 4 off the Bishop of Wings and 1 off the Soul Warden.
Oh my God.
Brings me to 22.
And how much is this?
I need to get to 27.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble already.
Pass the turn.
Maybe this matchup is lopsided.
Well, this 1, 2, 3 curve is the nuts.
Corey, don't forget
So.
Oh, really, isn't?
Don't forget what now?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just in the sideboard? Ah, okay. Oh, that's lame. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not happy about it.
Just
but
to
it
tell
makes
chat,
sense.
I did remind Corey before we even started to remember that, and he forgot.
I don't recall that. Do you, Ross?
Ross wasn't here yet when I told you that.
Likely story. All right, well, I'm in a lot of trouble. Already. Well, I'm going to sack a clue.
That's a good sign.
For who?
Me.
Oh, okay. And then I will play
the person I care about.
Radon, and then I'll pass to
I'll
you.
gain 1 off Soul Warden and go to
Okay.
23.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for me to push through.
Ooh, that's not okay.
I'm guessing I'm dead.
Yes.
My hand is not doing me any favors here, that's for sure.
I'm going to play a Resplendent Angel.
Oh my god.
I'm going to gain, so I'm going to stack Righteous Valkyrie, then Bishop of Wings, then Soul Warden. So Soul Warden resolves first. I'll gain 1 to 24.
Yeah.
Then Bishop of Wings will resolve. I'll go to 28. Now the Valkyrie is online, so this is a 5/5. I'll gain 5 off the Valkyrie, go to 33.
Okay.
Then, so now everything is big. I will attack you for 4 in the air.
I'll take it.
Brings you to 18.
Yep.
Then on my end step, I will trigger the Resplendent Angel.
Sure, why
so
not?
I'll get a 4/4 Angel, which is actually a 6/6. That gains 1 off Soul Warden, 4 off Bishop, 6 off Valkyrie, so that's 11. That'll put me to 44.
Yeah, the life gain won't matter, will it, Corey?
Yeah, life game won't matter here. This matchup should be fine. Ross suggests this matchup. Like, this should be pretty good. Yeah, this should be a fun one. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Corey drew 8 lands. I curved perfectly.
That was not cool.
This is the
my
card.
hand was sweet. To be fair, my hand was a 2-lander, and then I did just draw 6 lands in a row, but my hand was 2 lands. Wow. Was just my hand this? Yeah, this is my hand, and then I just drew this, so that's not great, but...
Yeah, we had an incredible curve on my side versus all lands for the entire game from Corey's side.
Wow. I hate everything, but I don't hate sideboarding because I hope it'll bring me some goodies. So we'll be right back after I evaluate and soak in what just happened to me. See you soon. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here between Mono White Aggro and Bant Angels. From my end, we're bringing in Declaration in Stone, just any way to break up that ridiculous synergy you just had. I think is pretty needed, as well as Clarion Spirit. I think this card's just solid in this deck. I think it's pretty powerful. Taking out the 2 Ornithopters, I think they're great when you get just a nut draw with them, but of course they can be extremely awkward in their bad late game. They're a bad late game talk deck. Ray Dawn I'm going to take out as well, just because it only really stops your collected company, slows them down, I should say. Other than that, it's just not that great of a card. And then I'm taking out 1 of the Rally of the Ranks. Rally of the Ranks in this deck is really cool, but honestly we have so many different creature types that it gets to be pretty awkward. I don't know if there's maybe even just a better card to play, even like just Glorious Anthem. I don't know, just like a Planeswalker that would pump our team. Like, there's got to be something better for that push over the top effect. I'm not the biggest fan of this when just looking through my deck and I see a ton of different creature types, Yeah,
it does seems awkward to me as well. I think Basri Ket might be something you're a little interested in.
Yeah, honestly, Basri Ket seems a lot better to me. And that doesn't even seem that good, but it does seem better.
You definitely want some sort of pump effects. It's just you just gotta do the Scryfall search and figure out which ones are the best ones.
Yep, 100%.
On my side, I'm bringing out the worst angels for this matchup, which are ones that mess with opposing expensive sweepers and removal spells. So that's the Linvalas and the Raidans. Bring in a little bit of disruption of our own. Apparition can answer, Clarion Spirit. It can answer our Rally of the Ranks that actually is working out quite well. Also does a little bit of blocking. The 1 Lyra Dawnbringer seems awesome. We actually take advantage of that fourth ability really, really well. And I'm bringing in the 1 Authority of the consoles. I think this is mainly for Gruul with all their haste creatures.
Or goblins.
Yeah, or goblins. But in a sense, Corey's creatures can have haste because they tap to convoke out Venerated Loxodon. And oftentimes, you play, say, 1-drop into Clarion Spirit on turn 1 and 2, you want to then flood the battlefield on turn 3 and then tap them all immediately, play that Loxodon. Authority breaks that up while also being a nice source of life gain.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll draw that on turn 1, and then curve into that Bishop and get your Velky down. Like, that draw was insane. You gained so much incidental life there, it was absurd.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was, Soul Warden, Bishop of Wings, Righteous Valkyrie. That's the draw.
That is the draw. Yeah, that was.
I think if I were going for straight perfects, I would have had Company on turn 4.
Into Resplendent Angel.
Plus second Righteous Valkyrie.
Oh, of course. Yeah, your draw was trash.
yeah, really. Just the worst. Can't believe how unlucky I am.
You are such a fish today. All right, Rob, do you got any questions from our lovely audience?
I do have a What's in Historic.
All right, hit us.
Merfolk Sovereign or Marrow Regery?
Marrow Regery.
Is in?
It's Regery.
Okay, I'll trust you. I have no idea.
Reedry.
Correct.
Yeah. 1 for 1. If we can go 50% on what's in historic, I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's aiming. That's the upper end.
I think we're going to be like professional baseball players. If we're hitting 300, 30%, that's good.
That's pretty good. I'm with you on that. All right, everyone. Game number 2 here. Let's see if I can break up whatever you did. I got you down to 16. Not bad. Not bad.
I was a little worried there for a second, and then I wasn't worried at all.
Oh, this is such a close one. Wow. I think I might keep this. It's pretty awkward. We need a little help, but we only need one bit of help. Yeah, YOLO. I'm gonna keep.
I am going to mulligan a hand that has no play before turn 3 and 3 shock lands in it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Don't think that's gonna do a whole lot.
Okay. What do you think, chat? We gonna get there? I think we're gonna get there.
Looks like they're not saying much.
Ah, dang it. They're skeptic of my keep as well.
Yeah, I think they are generally.
I think most people are.
I certainly am.
All right, Rob, do you got one more question at all, or another what's in historic? All right, queue is open for you. Not you.
I get to bypass the queue. I just talk whenever I want to.
Yeah, that's true. I really wish you would have to queue up. That would make my day so much better.
That would be a fun channel point reward.
Yeah,
just make one of us have to enter the queue with.
You just have to get. You just have to get on our phones. Yeah, Cedric might not like that.
This is definitely a keep.
Okay.
The question is what I want to put back, and I think it's just this. I could put back a land.
Okay.
I think that's a little awkward. I'd rather make sure I hit land 3. I've got a lot of 3s in the deck. Yeah.
Okay. I got a 2-1 for you. Pass to you.
Okay, I've got a third of the consoles.
Classic. All right, I'll attack for 2.
I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to play that over the other 1-drop, but I just had to.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
I'm at 18.
Based on my hand, it's not, super detrimental because I don't even have a second land. So I'll play this, get a clue, and pass to you.
I'm going to go to 19.
Yep.
Well, very much regretting keeping 3 lands.
Okay. Well, you can give one to me.
Play another Boulder Loft Pathway and a Youthful Valkyrie.
Okay, that's the 1/3. Yep. All right, dead.
Just a 2-mana 1/3.
Rob, why'd you tell me to keep this hand?
Yeah.
Entertainment value.
I literally would have gained an extra life by leading on Soul Word in this game, but I just couldn't resist playing the Authority.
I don't blame you. All right, I'll play a Marshall.
I'll gain 1.
Okay, you're at 20, and I cannot attack. I'll pass to you.
Huh. Well, I guess I'll go to 18 and play a Righteous Valkyrie.
Oh my god, okay.
Get a counter on the Youthful Valkyrie.
Okay.
So I'm at 18. I've cost myself 2 life now by leading on the Authority.
Good.
I will still pass the turn, just play defense.
All right. No! Okay, it officially has not worked out. My hand had 3 1-drops and a 1 land, and the highest converted mana cost I had was 2. So I figured it was going to be good, but now I've drawn nothing I can cast. So I'll pass to you. No.
Oh, that was really good. I will play. Let's do this correctly. I'll play a Soul Warden.
Okay.
Then I will play a Youthful Valkyrie.
Okay.
Gain 1+3, and this gets another counter.
Okay, you're at 21.
No, 22, right?
22.
1+3 is 4.
Oh, sure. I had 17 written down.
Then I'll play a tapped Hallowed Fountain.
Okay.
And at this point, I think I can afford to attack with something. Well, can I? So let's say Corey draws a land and has Declaration in Stone. Because then you get to deck and stone both Youthful Valkyries. You still can't attack through the Righteous Valkyrie. So, yeah, I will just attack for 3.
All right, 17.
Pass the turn.
All right.
I'm at 22.
All right, I concede.
Well, hold on. I have a land.
Nope, too bad. I already conceded. I already conceded. Oh my god.
This is the best possible. So I'm gaining 5 now. I get to exactly 27, and
I
it
did
double
have the
pumps the
deck
team.
in stone, but
You might actually be dead to that.
yeah, I think I probably would be.
These are both get counters. This is a 6. This is a 6, and this is an 8. Yeah, this is 20. Yeah, you're actually dead next turn.
Okay, cool. Good thing I conceded. Good thing I conceded. Yeah, that was a good old-fashioned Corey keep that didn't pay off. It was 1 land, those 3 1-drops, 2 mimics, and a rally the ranks. So 1 land and that hand is on, but, there was definitely a risk of that, that's for sure.
The risk of the Corey keep.
The risk of the Corey keep, and the risk of you just having a bunch of 2-mana 1/3s and 1/4s and stuff is just so good against my deck.
Well, usually you go wide to get around those kind of blockers, but
and I would have if I would have had land too.
Yeah, if you stumble, then it gets a lot harder.
All right, well, we'll scratch that game from the record. Everyone just mentally block that out.
The problem is here is that you've yet to cast Venerated Lockstone.
Yeah,
that's the card that you need to be casting.
Yeah.
Then your creatures get big enough to attack or everything. You have an extra 4/4,
and then I can use Rally of the Ranks and Deck and Stone to push through.
Yeah.
That is the game plan I need to do. But yeah. All right. Take 3. I'll be on the play. We're gonna get a stone cold perfect hand here, and life's gonna be good.
Real quick before we start.
Yeah.
What's legal in Historic? Shatterstorm or Vandal Blast?
Ooh.
I want to go Vandal Blast.
Which one's Vandal Blast
It's
again?
the 1 mana destroy an artifact, overload for 5. Artifact you don't control, I think.
I haven't seen any overload though. I mean, maybe that doesn't matter.
I think it's Vandal Blast. That's just what rings a bell in my head.
I think it's Shadowstorm. We'll go
Okay.
split on this one.
It is Shatterstorm.
Bang! I haven't seen any overload cards, so I just figured they wouldn't do that because that's a whole mechanic they have to program into the game.
Is that there's no yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. So all right, I'm kicking your butt. And I have a good hand sneaking this off. If I can't win with this, I should just retire. Okay.
Mulligan.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, this hand is nice. We got a good curve. Got some utility lands. Yeah, this one's a good one.
I do love Blinkmoth Nexus in that deck.
It is pretty sweet.
Cheap creature land, it flies, so that deck's able to generate some pretty big flying forces with the Clarion Spirit tokens and the what's the vampire called that has Ascend? It's been so long.
Oh yeah, Flying Vampire Ascender. Yeah.
Ornithopter as well, though they're not in your configuration right now.
Exactly.
Blinkmoth is a perfect card for that.
It really is.
It's even an artifact for Toolcraft Exemplar.
And that can be huge. That definitely can be huge. And just, Venerated Loxodon, putting extra counters on it when you got that extra mana, hanging around is pretty strong.
Okay, this is a definite keep.
Okay.
And I will be, I think just putting this one back. Speaker's really good once I'm already online with everything, but it has trouble attacking in this matchup.
That's true. I got Toolcraft past you.
That is the ideal.
I do like it.
I will lead on. I have no use for blue mana once Limval is out of the deck.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hedgegate Pathway, Soulboard.
Okay, I hate that card so very much. Okay. I will draw. I will play this. I will play a Thraben Inspector. And trigger attack for 3.
So I gain 1 from the Inspector.
So you get 18?
Yeah,
yep.
Ended 18.
And then put you to 19 because I got a Vampire.
And
I'll pass to you.
I think this draw needs to be good.
I hope it's not.
It was not.
Okay, that's good.
Tap, Temple Garden, pass the turn.
Hey, we like that. Okay. I got a Blinkmoth Nexus. Now I'm giving myself some mono white and standard vibes here. Like I should be casting History of Benalia here.
So Corey could animate the Nexus and then 4 Convoke plus the other planes out of Loxodon here. Could attack with his 3 creatures to trigger the landing and then play some more stuff. Maybe sack a clue.
All right, I'll go to combat, trigger. And attack.
I'm going to take 5, brings me to 14. You'll gain 1 to 21.
Yep, 1 to 21. And I will cast Toolcraft, put you to 15.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, this transformed as well. And then I'll pass to you.
So this feels like a raise the alarm.
It raises your alarm. I could sack the clue.
Oof. Yeah, I could also sack the clue. That would be fine. I would prefer that. I've got Sunpetal Grove Valkyrie, gain 1.
Okay.
To 16.
Okay.
Then I'll pass the turn.
I gotta raise the alarm.
I'll take gain 2, go to 18.
I'd hope that you would take 2. That'd be better.
And now I've really just got to hope there's no deck and stone over there. Corey's moving quickly, which is a sign of confidence.
I am confident this game. This game, we're doing some things.
Could also just have a rally the ranks on Dwarf or Artificer. This is a Soldier, not an Artificer.
Yeah.
To get in for 8.
Yeah, I could have a lot of things, and I do have a lot of things. So I'll deck and stone that.
Had the curve with the deck and stone.
Triggers, and get on in there.
So
that's 10 coming in.
Yeah, I'll go to 8, and you'll go to 22.
Yep, I'll go to 22, and then I'll sack a clue, take a plane, get a clue.
Gain 1.
Yep, you
I'm
go to
at 9.
I go to 21, and pass to you.
Yeah, I'll play a Sunpetal Grove and pass the turn.
Oh, do you have collected company? Yeah, we're not going to math this one out. We're just going to do it. I'll pump the team and declare.
Okay.
How good is it?
Okay, I have a bajillion options.
Oh, that can't be good.
They're not great.
Okay, that is good.
Definitely don't want Speaker of the Heavens, so it's really these 4.
Okay.
So I have 6 options.
Wow.
There's
incredibly good.
6 pairs of 2 within a group of 4. So I really want to take the Apparition. The problem at that point then is I don't really have any...
Can't really block with it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really block with the Apparition. I mean, I probably would, just to save some life. You know, I would Apparition here. These are 4 3s now.
Yep.
And then, you know, eat here, trade here. That's 10. I'd probably chump block, or I'm gaining 2 off this. So that'll put me to 11. So I wouldn't necessarily have to chump block the Toolcraft Exemplar, the other Exemplar. And then I would have a Righteous Valkyrie, which normally would be good, but I've drawn land every single draw step of this game.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, surprisingly how great my draw is. Like, if you had a good follow-up of just 2 Angels or another company after this, I'd be actually behind, you know? Like,
Potentially. Yeah.
Just because your deck catches up so well with Soul Wardens and all this incidental life gain.
Yeah, the other options are... I don't think I can take Bishop of Wings Youthful Valkyrie because that doesn't get me any good blockers.
Okay.
So we've got to take at least one of these 2. I think Righteous Valkyrie is the way back into the game.
Yep.
You know what is the way into the game is ripping Lyra Dawnbringer.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That would be the truth.
Oh, Lyra. Don't do it to me.
Yeah. So... I've got to start dealing with these exemplars, so I do think I need Apparition Valkyrie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take that. Gain 2 off the Soul Warden.
Okay.
That's going to
put you to 11, and you're gonna Skyclave one of these, I assume.
Yep, 1 exemplar down.
Okay.
Righteous Valkyrie is certainly going in front of Andrew Ellenbogen.
Okay.
I do also have the option of double blocking the Toolcraft exemplar and only taking 4.
8.
8.
They're pumped. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that would put me to 3. These would die. You would get this. Then I wouldn't gain any off Soul Warden.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is to just block an Aaron Barrage token and take 10, go to 1, and then go to 2 when you got the token.
Mm-hmm.
I would then be at 2 life, staring down 5 creatures plus the Blinkmoth Nexus. That is tough.
A little tough, yeah, but definitely doable.
Whereas this option has me going to 3 life with 1 blocker, still staring down the 5 creatures. But I think the Soul Warden is going to be more valuable because of that life gain against 1 toughness things.
I think I would agree.
So I will make that block.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Puts me to 1.
Yep, and I get a 1/1 illusion.
Which then puts me to 2.
Okay.
And you gain 2, go to 23.
Okay, this dies. I'm at 23, and I'll pass to you. No Lyra. No Lady Lyra. Oh. Okay. That didn't seem like a Lyra. How did you even have a clue?
You deck and stone to me.
Oh, that's right. I was like, all right. There we go. Okay. Well, we got a little time. We can stretch this one and play some more. Believe it or not, these games are fast. You either gain life and I can't win past turn 3, or I actually have a chance and then the game is close. That's kind of how the dynamic has felt so far. But if you keep doing that, where you draw absolutely nothing, I would appreciate that if you don't mind.
Yeah. Just, even just a 3-mana Angel there, and I think I'm in okay shape.
Yeah.
Resplendent Angel, I would have gained 4, so I wouldn't make another Angel on the backswing. But just I would be set up to then activate it the next turn.
Yeah, Resplendent Angel is terrifying. You do have some terrifying cards in that deck. Decking Stone is great because you do just cast your Angels, and if you double up, so be it. You can't really just not cast them, so you can diversify how you cast them one at a time, but late in the game, you just have to play your cards.
Yep, that you do.
All right, we'll shovel up for our 4th game. And Rob, you got any questions?
Yeah, what is an historic?
All right.
Knight of the Reliquary or Scrib Ranger?
Knight of the Reliquary can't be in historic, right? That would actually see play.
I'm not sure. There's not a ton to do with it.
You can get like Bajuka Bog. You could get Bajuka Bog.
And why would they?
Trick question. Ancient Tomb is actually in the format.
Yeah.
Would they actually put Scrib Ranger in?
What does Scrib Ranger do?
It's a colorless green 1/1 flash flying protection from blue, and once per turn you can return a forest from the battlefield to your hand and untap target creature.
Oh, wasn't that like a card in Fairies for a little bit? Like there was a Simic
Fairies deck, but there was also the Scrib Ranger Spectral Force, mono green beatdown deck.
No good blue card, so that card wouldn't be impactful if it was in historic.
It was a singleton Zenith target in Maverick decks.
Yeah,
because you could untap Mother of Runes, untap Knight.
Yeah, but Knight of Maverick
was why they brought up the question.
What?
Maverick was why they brought up the question.
Yeah, it's 2 Maverick cards, but I just can't imagine them putting Scrib Ranger in the format.
Yeah,
I can't imagine them putting Knight of the Reliquary in.
I guess
I agree, it's a pretty powerful card, but I don't think it would be that powerful.
Are there
in
trick
historic.
questions? Is one of them in historic?
One of them is in historic.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Scrib Ranger.
I'm gonna go with Knight.
Y'all are now tied again.
Dang it!
I told you they wouldn't put. It's such a confusing Magic card.
Yeah, that's true. That is a silly one. All right. I wanted to go against you just for the dirty.
Yeah, whatever you need to say to the audience.
Yeah. All right. Well, so far our audience has been pretty good at this game because we have been baffled every time.
Certainly been better than us.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my hand.
Reedry's the only one where it was like a consensus.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep as well. It's nothing super great.
I'm gonna go to 18 and play a Soul Warden.
I hate that card so much. So very much. All right. I have a Legion's Landing. You get a 1, or you gain 1. You go to 19.
Speaker of the Heavens, go to 20.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I have a card we haven't cast yet. I will go with Soldier on the Mimic. And yeah, you're probably not going to want to block. I'll attack.
I'll block.
Okay.
So I gain 1 from the Mimic coming in and then gain another 1 off block. So I go to 22.
Okay.
And you're going to gain 1 to 21.
All right, pass to you.
And that's how I thought this game was going to go.
Yay!
That's the turn.
Yay! We have a chance.
Classic all lands, no lands.
All right, I have this. I'm going to go with a Clarion Spirit. Get no tokens. Nice. Synergies core. And then I'll take a Pain.
Go to 20.
And
I'm at 23 from the Spirit, by the way.
Yeah, I'll go with this card. So I'll get a 1/1 Spirit.
I'll gain 2 more life, go to 25.
You got a 1/1 Spirit there? Oh, you do. You're the best. Okay, so this gets a counter.
That's when it...
For Mimic, right?
Oh, you named... Yeah, okay.
Soldier, yep. And then I'll pass to you.
Bishop of Wings, gain 1.
Okay, what are you at now?
26.
All right, 26 to 21, right?
Yep. All right, yeah, to 20. You took 1 off the Shepatoon.
Oh, okay, yep.
26-20. Pass the turn.
Okay. I have a land. Now, I'll go with Skyclave.
Gain 1.
Yep.
Why is that getting? Is that a soldier?
It's a
too?
soldier,
Vampire
yep.
soldier?
Mhm.
Okay. Sky Marcher Aspirant, so I'm a 27.
Okay, I'll tap these 5.
Get a spirit.
Yeah.
So 2 more creatures entering, I'll go to 29.
All right. Token, 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 and then I will Loxodon again.
I'll go to 30.
Okay. And then your go.
Yeah, I need the land this turn.
Please don't. Yay!
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you blocking with that 1/1 actually really disrupted my turn. I very much regretted it, but...
Generally, when you're the Loxodon deck, you don't want to trade early.
Yep,
I've learned that. Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of Valkyries and Apparitions. This is my first draw of this game was, of course, the Lyra.
Of course, yeah.
Just to rub it in.
Oh, wait, I have Star City Games' Blessing.
Yeah.
It took me a full 1.5 years to get Star City Games' Blessing. I'm glad I finally got it.
I guess I play the card I can play. Gain 1, go to 31.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, well, you have a ridiculous amount of life, but I am going to hit you for a nice chunk.
I mean, this is an absurd chunk.
Yep,
This is 2, Shepherdunes, and you drew the land, obviously.
Yep, I'm going to Shepherdunes. I'll attack with everything. So I get a 1/1 soldier, right?
Yep.
That gets a...
I gain 1 off Soul Warden.
And soldier gets a counter.
32. Okay, so we've got a 6. We've got 2 5, so that's 16. These are all naturally 3s, so these are 4, that's 28. And these are 3, so this is a 34-point attack.
Oh, this has been a ridiculous match. Hey, but...
And the Bishop of Wings cannot block anything without dying.
Yep. Oh, this one actually gets a life. This one actually gets a Jerry T.
Yeah.
Even better.
So what if I just block here and go to... If I blocked there and went to... took 28 and went to 4...
Okay.
I would then have to draw a Painless Land, play a Valkyrie, go to 12... And could I survive the next attack? I'd have 3 blockers.
Not a chance.
Not even close.
All right, so we each got Corey keeped. 2-lander. I feel like with our decks, a 2-lander for you is kind of the same as a 1-lander for me, just because my curve is so low. But you were on the draw, I was on the play. That's the big difference, I think.
I was on the play that game because I'd lost the previous
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then finally, you got punished. No, your hand looked great, and I assume you had any 3-drops in hand, because any 3-drop was going to wreck me.
I had 2 lands, the 2 1-drops I played, and Skyclave Apparition, Righteous Valkyrie, and that was my 6, I think. Yeah.
All right, the good old game 5. Wouldn't have it any other way between the 2 hyper-aggressive decks.
I think if I had hit the 3rd land on that last turn, I would have had a shot still, because my creatures would have gotten big. But, actually, probably not, because my creatures are then big in combat, but then after combat happens,
damage, they shrink
back down.
Yeah, so they would still deal a lot of damage, and they'd kill some creatures. But so you'd kill Mimic, you might kill one other big creature, and then your creatures would still die. Yeah. It would definitely be closer, but I think
what I needed was to hit it 2 turns prior so that I had time to get both Righteous Valkyries down.
Yeah.
Then all my creatures got +4/+4, and I've gained that much more life.
Yeah.
So I have more of a cushion and better blocks to make.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, though. When we were talking on the break, you're just like, if I was playing this deck, I'd play 4 Ornithopters, 4 Clarion Spirits, and just kind of go to town. And being able to double Loxodon when you tap 5 creatures to Loxodon is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that turn was ridiculous.
I wonder how much power I actually added. So it was 5 from the Loxodons, 2 Loxodons, that was... 9.
You only had 2 Convoke on the second Loxodon, right? It was 3 lands and 2 Convoke. So
it was 9,
so
10,
7, 15?
15, yeah. Added 15 power.
15 power for
plus the Clarion, so that was 16. Yeah. Actually, I played a 1-drop as well, so that was 19. I added 19 power to the battlefield that game. Or that turn. No big deal.
Yeah.
I wonder if this deck would just want History of Benalia. I think that card's in Historic. I would assume.
I would assume as well.
There's probably not a lot of Knights, though, so probably not.
I will also keep the 7, so that's nice.
Uh-oh.
It even has 3 lands in it, so we know we're hitting land 3.
You on the play, it seems like there's some draws I just will not be able to beat anyways, which is scary, but yeah, I'll keep. My hand is kind of awkward.
Lead on Soul Warden.
God dang it! Stop it! Stop it! Okay, well, let's go with We Are Marshall. Pass to you. That's a movie, right?
Yes. With Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
So I gained 1 from that. I'm at
I thought you were
21.
saying pass. I was like, you fool.
No. Play Temple Garden, play Speaker, go to 22.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Okay. That's interesting. So I'll play a land and yeah, really interesting now. Probably just want to play this. But it is close. I think I do want to kind of set up because I'm sure you're going to play something I won't be able to attack into. So yeah, we're going to have to do some setup. I'll play this. And, well, actually, yeah. I'll attack.
I'm going to take this 1.
Yep.
Go to 21.
And then Clarion and pass to you.
So I'll go to 22 from the Clarion.
Yep.
Polar Loft Pathway, Skyclave Apparition, the Clarion Spirit. I gain 1 to 23.
Yep.
Attack with both these creatures. You take 2, I gain 1.
Yep.
So you're at 18, I'm at 24.
Sure.
Pass the turn.
All right. All right, I got a land and a Sky Marcher Aspirant.
Gain 1 to 25.
God, I hate that card so much. And then I'll pass to you. So very much.
Play Righteous Valkyrie.
Okay.
Go to 26.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Oh no! I hate everything.
It's okay. If I draw on the land, you were really dead.
Yeah.
Just gonna activate this then. This is only sorcery speed, so you can end step the Raise the Alarm without me making an angel.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you're gonna go to 17. I'm gonna go to 28.
Yep. Just can't possibly win from this point, but so now they're all
Plus
two
2,
bigger?
plus 2. Yeah.
Okay, that's brutal. So I need a deck and stone, basically. Oh, that's not a deck and stone, so I'm dead. Well. Yikes. Yeah, and I can't even really push through damage until I get that off the battlefield, so I almost just have to just Thraven here and draw a card. Ugh. Yuck. Saga Clue.
I'll gain 1 to 29.
Go. Such a tilt.
Do I want to play head first into Deck and Stone for funsies? I mean, your creatures aren't very good.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4.
If I was on the play, I could have had enough where I could have kept your life total low. And my hand was actually good, but I definitely had to be on the play to have a chance in this game, I think.
Play Righteous Valkyrie, gain 5 total.
Yeah.
Go to 34.
Okay.
Activate Speaker, gain 8.
Sure.
Go to 42.
Sure.
And attack you for 17.
I can't even win with a deck and stone. Yeah, I concede.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Also have this Coco hanging out.
Yeah. But like on the play, I had like a nice rally the ranks draw, but I just never had a chance where I could profitably attack.
I mean, I think this matchup really came down to a couple key cards on both sides.
Yeah.
And it was you having Venerated Loxodon and Deck and Stone,
Yep.
and me having Righteous Valkyrie and Soul Warden.
Yeah. And I do think just you on the play, near impossible to win if your draw is functional. And then me on the play, I think it's pretty close to even. I'm slightly favored as long as I have a functional draw, but that deck on the play, I just can't get any chip shot damage in. And you had Essence Warden all 5 games. Straight up had that card all 5 games.
There's only 4 in the deck, so that's why I said, without that, you're able to get some chip shot damage in, potentially, or at least I'm not getting so close to that 27 mark where that first 4 life is putting me over.
Yep.
So, it seemed like it was 2 cards on both sides. I had a Soul Warden, or the 1 Authority of the Consoles, a turn 1, all 5 games.
Yep.
You had Venerated Loxodon on 1 out of 5 games.
Yeah, I think so.
The Deck and Stones, you had 1 or 2 across the 3 or 4 post-board games that we played.
I had Loxodon in the non-game from my side, but
yeah.
I didn't have Lounge.
And I had multiple Valkyries in almost every game, so it seemed like I was drawing the key cards more often than you. Yeah. And I will say, if you want to steal games on the draw, I think that's where you need things like Ornithopter, because that lets you just sort of steal the play by getting that extra creature down for Venerated Loxodon. That's why I think this deck needs to just sort of go all in.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think this needs to be changed a little bit. Even Raiden here, I don't know if that card's even good in the deck.
I think that's a sideboard card.
I think that's a sideboard card too.
Great sideboard card, but not a main deck card.
Yeah.
Game 1, you got to be a linear deck. Game 1, you got to be playing like 21 drops, 4 Ornithopter, 4 Loxodon, 4 Clarion Spirit, probably no other 2 drops besides Clarion Spirit.
Yeah.
Some other Anthem kind of effect. I don't like Return or
Rally the Ranks. Yeah, I don't either.
I think there's probably a different one that I would like more.
And then, because if you have 4 Thraben and 4 Ornithopters, your Toolcrafts are actually viable.
Yeah, and 4 of the creature land, Blinkmoth Nexus.
Yep.
They're playing.
Just play Banalish Marshall, the 3-drop there.
Yeah, that's probably the Anthem that you want. Although Nexus kind of gets in the way of that.
I think you can cut Nexus.
I don't like Nexus a lot. Creature lands in these kind of decks are so good.
What about Snow and Faithless Haven?
That doesn't get you out of the Banalish Marshall.
Well, you can play 2 of that instead of playing 4 Nexus, I think.
I think being cheap to activate is important. I think being an artifact is important if you want to toolcraft. I'm not sold on needing to toolcraft. I don't think that's a necessary component of the deck at all.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have.
But I think the 8 creatures in the main is enough artifacts for Toolcraft, because it's pretty awkward with Blinkmoth to just animate. You don't want to dedicate 2 mana to animating it to get in an extra, little bit. I think Toolcraft, you're okay if it's a 1/1, and then if it gets to be a 3/2, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Most of your creatures are going to be small anyway. This one just has upside.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go all in on it. You can also play something like Ginger Brew.
Yeah.
Gives you another evasive threat that's just a, haste creature, give you more artifacts. So there's some options here.
Yeah, or, there's got to be some cheap artifact equipment, too. That might be kind of decent in here.
Not usually big on an equipment in decks like these. They're kind of clunky.
Or wait, you can just play Heart of Kirin.
And I don't want to use all my creatures to crew the heart. That's a go tall card, not a go wide card. You can play like Scrappy Scrounger and Splash Black with your mana base.
Okay. I like Scrappy, yeah.
But to me, I just want to be super linear, a million 1-drops, Clarion Spirit. I want to see how the deck does when it's built as efficiently as possible to do its thing.
Yeah.
And then once you see how that does and you see where the holes are.
Give me Scrappy all day. Give me Scrappy all day and some Godless Shrines, some Concealed Courtyards. That seems better to me. That's probably all you play. You definitely don't play a Swamp ever.
Yeah.
But that's decent at triggering that. Then you have 12 artifacts, plus you can cast.
You can also play Spire of Industry, potentially, though that doesn't cast 1-drops on turn 1.
So you're just trying to get to market vehicles, huh? Slowly but surely?
No, I'm trying to go wide, but sometimes you just play more, play a bunch of artifacts.
God, maybe we have to redo this deck and build it for Thursday. I'm so interested in it. That'd be kind of cool.
If you went far enough on the artifact theme, you could play all that glitters, too. That's a good way to go tall and wide at the same time. You put that on a Spirit token. You put that on a ginger brew and make it unblockable. That can do some stuff.
That's interesting. All right, food for thought, everyone. All right, Ross takes that one down in a close 5-game set. So next up, we have the viewer-submitted shows. This is where, if y'all haven't seen this, me and Ross send out a tweet, usually 2 days before the show, so we have time to plan. And we just select decks. We each pick one, not necessarily the Team Ross, Team Corey kind of thing, because we just kind of pick what's cool. But we always pick a deck for our third match as of late of just decks we really liked. And I selected a Bant control list. It's really blue-white control, but we got some Growth Spirals in there. And just to see, we do our annual check in Historic, like, control? Good? No? Okay, all right. And hopefully we can finally say that a control deck is finally good, but we'll find out.
Okay, and you're going to be playing against a really nice deck, one of the emerging archetypes. We talked about Death Shadow Day, and now you're finally going to see it. This is Orzhov Shadow, one of the premier builds. I know Mono Black is also quite popular. We both like Orzhov because of Adanto Vanguard, and we'll see how it goes.
Whoa. I thought I told you, dude, no Croakies decks. They're too good. They're too good.
A lot of people have been working on this one. So.
He never listens. Okay, everyone, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 3 here on Versus Live.
Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say happy 71st birthday, Bob. Rob.
Happy 75th birthday, Bob.
First.
Rob.
Did the mask is getting in the way. 71st. Rob.
Which Bob?
Bob is my father.
Oh, okay,
and it is his 71st birthday today, so I wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Hopefully he is, safely ensconced within his home and socially distancing.
Nice,
and hopefully not watching.
He's the man who gave us the marbles, right?
Yes, these are his marbles from the 1950s.
Bob, you've wreaked havoc on my life via marbles, so thank you for that.
I remember talking to him last year when the pandemic was, in full swing, and he told me that, I didn't have to worry about him socially distancing. He was staying 6 feet away from the TV.
Oh, so, smart man. He's all
set. This also begins my mother's favorite period of the time in the year.
Yeah.
So her birthday's in July, so there's about a 4-month span where she's technically 2 years younger than him. So this is now her favorite 4 months of the year.
Gotcha. This whole month is Tori's least favorite time of the year because I don't just celebrate a birthday. I go with a birthday month, and my birthday was last Saturday. So we're still in the thick of it. Yeah, she loves it. Oh,
happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what are we doing for our third match, Ross?
As I said before the break, I'm going to be playing a little Orzhov Shadow. This is the build that Corey and I are really excited about because of the synergies with Adanto Vanguard. That's that key card that really helps you get those Scourge of the Skyclaves and Death Shadows big really quickly. We're also playing Knight of the Ebon Legion, which works well with Adanto Vanguard, so you can start getting counters on that.
If only that triggered, you get a counter per 4 loss.
No, that would be too good.
That'd be broken. Yeah.
So got a nice little Orzhov aggro deck here, good disruption. Got our Thoughtseizes, got our double face cards.
Yep.
Dire Tactics as a nice removal spell that also loses life. Very flexible. And then Maul the Skyclaves. Really good equipment to put on Adanto Vanguard since it's hard to answer. Really good equipment to put on your shadows, your Scourge of the Skyclaves. Get them big, jump them over some blockers. So I like the synergies that are going on in this deck. I think it's really powerful. The mono black variants have more shock lands. I think they're a little bit more consistent at dealing themselves damage.
Yep.
And this one's a little bit more explosive. And so I'm sure we will bring you the mono black deck on Thursday, and we'll see which one performs better.
Yeah, sounds great. And I'm going to be playing a deck submitted by one of our viewers, one of the audience members as well. It is a base Azorius control deck, but we do have green for like Growth Spiral. Yasharn in the sideboard is a very big thing in the metagame right now. Pretty strong against goblins, good against Jund Sacrifice, and just overall a pretty good card. That is a sideboard card for a matchup. Probably won't bring it in here, but I like the look of the deck. We just get to once again see if Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, is going to be good enough, and every time I'm hoping it is, and sometimes it is.
Well, to me, Growth Spiral is a really smart addition to this deck because it's so built around sticking it to Teferi, and the earlier you can do that, the better.
Yep.
Growth Spiral is a nice 2-mana spell to cast off of the lands that you untap off of Teferi.
Yep.
And also, the early removal and early interaction in these decks is the weakest element of it. So I think just trying to skip past that as much as possible really does help you out. Just saying, okay, I'll spiral on 2, I'll interact on 3, and then Teferi on 4, and go from
either
there.
tuck or draw draw and interact is a good plan. I agree. So, yeah, I'm in. I'm on the play here, so I'm going to keep this. If I was on the draw, I think you consider mulliganing, but, you know, I think this hand has an obvious problem, but it's not completely detrimental.
Okay, so I have a hand that can turn 3 my Death Shadow, but I have no other spells, so I'm going to mulligan.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, well, hey, Rob, do you got another question or maybe a What's in Historic for us today?
You're not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay. I was wondering, can I get you with a What's in Historic? No. No, I can't.
That's what I thought the answer was going to be.
All right. We'll just get ready for this. Unfortunately, those marbles are going to stay over there. We go in streaks. You know, I got you like 5 shows in a row. Now you're starting up your streak again. I got to expect I'm going to lose for the next week or so.
You were never going to win on my dad's birthday. The marbles were always going to stay here.
Well, you didn't tell me that. I would have called in sick if you would have told me, okay?
I had to keep that one in my back pocket.
Smart.
Oh,
right, how's your hand now?
This one is fine. I'm gonna keep, and we're just gonna have to hope to draw out of it.
I got a breeding pool, and I'll tap, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, that was good. I will play a Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. Not a bad magic card. I will. This is a really interesting turn. I have a lot of different options I can do. Wow. I'll just pass. I did have a lot of interesting scenarios here.
I will attack you for 1 point of damage.
I will take that 1 point and fall to 19.
I will play Concealed Courtyard and Thoughtseize you.
Thoughtseize, huh? I'm going to respond with a Growth Spiral. Best card in my hand, so... Ooh, that wasn't good. All right, put this into play tapped, and I don't have that great of a hand.
I will select the Saw It Coming.
So you really did see it coming,
Puts me to 18, and I'll play another Knight.
Okay.
Want to leave those up for me?
I shall. You're at 18.
18 to 19. Pass the turn.
Okay. I'll draw. Don't know if I really want a Baffling End right now. Like, if you put some counters on it, sure, it's fine, but I think I'll wait for a little later. Maybe I draw a Wrath, and I'll pass to you.
That's not great. Attack for 2.
No blocks.
You 17. Go to 17. I will play Adonto Vanguard. Hope you didn't draw a counterspell.
I saw it coming. I saw it coming the whole time. It's a fairy. It's not even that good because if you get a land, you can just take it down, but it would be sweet. Okay.
Potentially resolve that Vanguard on turn 2, but it felt like there could be a censor over on Corey's side.
Yeah. Now I'm at kind of the exact same scenario. Like, is it worth it to even hit an Adonto? I can just hold this up as well. Or hit a Knight, excuse me. I'll pass to you.
Doesn't think it is. You got 1 in hand?
I got 3 in hand.
1 unknown.
1 unknown, yep.
So now am I worried about Shark Typhoon? This feels definitely in Corey's range to sit there and talk about the Baffling Land when he was never going to cast it because he has Typhoon to ambush.
That's assuming I would lie to you, my friend, Ross Merriam.
So I am going to
Friend is a strong word.
I'm going to play Adonto Vanguard.
That resolves.
Okay. I'm going to play around this Shark Typhoon. I'm going to pay 4 life.
Okay.
Then go to my end step.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right.
I'm at 14.
You're at 14. All right, I'll draw.
That's fine by me. It's only 2 damage.
Yeah. I will play this land. Now I feel like I kind of have to Baffling End this Adonto. Adonto is quite the pain. Literally.
And that's the pickle that Corey's in now because once he Baffling Ends this, he only has a 2/2 shark potentially, and I have 2/3s.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So I did that math, and that contributed to my decision.
Doing
I'll
math.
pass to you.
Doing math just seems unfair.
I know. All right, I have a baffling end. Okay.
And we drew the land, so that's good.
Lucky.
Now we can definitely attack with these knights. Do I want to attack with Odonto Vanguard into a potential shark? Yeah, I think that's fine. Attack with everybody. I think you would have made the 3/3 on the end step and tried to find some gas.
Yeah, this is awkward for me. Yeah, no blocks.
Yeah, did Corey draw the settle? I didn't really think about that. Maybe I should have left back one knight. I feel like I should have left back one knight, but I mean, he's gonna settle me if he has it, and I don't have a follow-up play, so pump.
I have it.
Yeah, I should have left back a knight.
Yeah, probably, but that's the first time in the history of Versus Live I think that you have played around, or that I've actually got you with a settle for any value. You've always play around it, and it always annoys me.
Yeah, well, it's awkward in Historic when I just still have no idea what any cards are in the format.
Yeah.
The question here for me is how much life I want to pay with the Vanguard.
And I can't really punish you. The one thing I was interested in with this list is it transitioning to a Nissa Hydrate Crisis list instead of Teferi. And I think that there's a chance that that could just be better.
Yeah. So the awkward thing here, again, is Shark Typhoon. I want to pay 8 and go to 6, but then a shark...
That is the Punisher.
Yeah, but then a shark is I think, too punishing. So I think I just go to 10. So I'm going to pay 4 and go to 10.
All right.
I'm going to get 3 basics. Not even sure if I have 3 basics.
Settle. Mwah. Thank you, whoever submitted this list. We did it.
God, I only have 1. Yeah, I should have only attacked with 2 creatures.
Yeah. All right.
Once again, when you play Thoughtseize decks, your opponents always draw the best possible.
I'm getting destroyed by you today, so that's fair. I'll pass to you. I'm going to sack this while you do your thing.
Fortunately, Corey's still only on 2 cards, one of which is the Baffling End.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not Shark Typhoon or a counterspell, because my hand is now quite good.
Uh-oh.
I've got Ranger of Eos.
That's an Historic?
Yep.
Okay.
Trigger.
Yep.
A lot of lists are playing, there's a lot of different one-up targets that you can play. You can play a protection creature like Selfless Savior. You can play Giant Killer.
Okay.
You can play 1 Fairy Guide Mother to jump your big creature to kill them. I'm just going to find 2 Death Shadows.
Okay.
Pass a turn.
Cool. I have a Sun Pillow Grove, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, I will attack for 3.
I will take it, down to 14.
I will play a Shadow.
Okay.
Do I want to play another one into a Sweeper? Yeah, I think that's fine. Play a Shadow.
Okay.
Play a Godless Shrine untapped, go to 8.
Okay.
Pass a turn.
I will draw. I have a Glacial Fortress. And I have a Baffling End on one of those, and I'll pass to you.
So now I've got a 5/5 and a 3/3.
Yep.
Oh, man. I can only get to 13.
That's terrifying.
I think that's fine, though. I'll take 3, go to 5. Play Maul of the Skyclaves.
Cool. Yeah.
Attach it to Ranger.
Okay.
Attack for 13.
Yep.
Brings you to 1.
1.
Pass the turn.
I have a 5/5 Shark.
I have a Dire Tactic.
No!
With a human.
No!
So I don't lose any life.
All right, well, that's dead. I
would not have played this as aggressively if I didn't have the tactics.
Okay. Untap. Give me something. Okay, that's very interesting. I have a Narset. Come on, Wrath of God. Activate. Huh. 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 Those aren't Wrath of Gods. Well, I could have drawn some gas like that a little earlier to put you in a position, to put you in an awkward situation. But yeah, I had some good hits, but none of these will be keeping me alive. So I am dead.
Awesome.
Lame.
You found the Wrath. I did have another Ranger, so.
Yeah, but then I have Narset again. Like, that could have been pretty good.
Yeah, if you had found Wrath.
If I just could have found Narset first before I drew that. I just drew 4 lands in a row. Like, when you were playing around Shark, I just had all lands until the turn I Sharked you. Like, so that was quite unfortunate, I must say.
A little bit of a flood. I think if I play around, I think I could have afforded to play around a Settle there, but it's a little awkward trying to play around Settle and Shark.
Yeah.
Because, like, do I attack with both of my Knights? Because those are the 2 better creatures.
Yep.
But if I attack with just the 2, your Shark you still get to block the Vanguard, and then I'm sort of forced to then play into Settle later. It's tough.
It is pretty close.
Yeah, Shark and Settle is a nice squeeze.
It is,
because you want to attack with everything to get around Shark. You want to attack, hold stuff back against the Settle, so that's kind of nice.
Blue-white control has always put you in those kind of squeeze where it's like in Standard it was like Seal Away or Settle. Like, do you just attack with one to go in with all? And it's so hard to be right or wrong. And Shark adds another element to
it. And then there's the classic one, Mistbind Cryptic Command. There's Restoration Angel, Snapcaster Mana Leak.
Yeah, it just makes for good decks when they have those dynamic shifts. It gives people the room to play poorly or play great against you, either or. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for game number 1. We're going to head to sideboarding here between Bant Control and Orzhov Death Shadow, right? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding between Bant Control and Orzhov Death Shadow. From my end, I'm just bringing in the 3 cards that deal with creatures. I had an interesting situation of bringing in Timely, and I actually had them ready to go. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, you get way below me in life total. It's not your traditional aggro deck, and the 1/1s can be okay because you don't have, like, the Teamer Battle Rages to get Death Shadow through, but you have all of the Skyclaves. So
I also have God's Willing. I can just name white and get through that way.
Yeah. This deck seems gas to me. I hope it's actually a contender. And, I bet there is, like, the classic Sultai decks with Uro. Those would destroy this. I don't know if there's going to be able to be a Sultai deck that can still play, like, Extinction Event, removal spells, Nissa into Hydroid Cracius, kind of like the standard version that we had, before Uro. Something like that could be good, but, maybe not. Maybe that's just bad. And I guess just Goblins could just absolutely destroy you. I don't know. I don't know, but the Goblins, it doesn't seem like if you got to interact a lot, and who knows if that's enough. But otherwise, I think this deck just looks awesome.
Yeah, no, it looks powerful. I like the curve. I like all the synergies. There's nothing not to like that's going on here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's got good card advantage. It makes use of its mana base pretty well with all of the double face cards. Sometimes you just are Aghanim's Awakening for 2.
Yeah.
So, I doubt you really get to Amiria's Call very often, but 1 out of every 100 games ain't bad.
Yeah. Angels and Death Shadow working together. That's flavor fails, and Croaky's made it, so it's got to be good. That's all it is.
The requirement.
So we're just bringing in our Wrath, our other Settle, and Baffling in just for some counter spells. Sod Coming, okay, but not great. We do have Essence Scatter. I think that's just the better counter spell against you. So
Saw it coming, not nearly as good when I see it coming.
Yes.
That's
Keep the bad jokes to me, okay?
the problem.
This is my territory.
I've got 3 extra discard spells coming in with these Duresses, and then the question for me was, what removal spells should I leave in? Main deck you have 4 Push and 2 Dire Tactics. In the sideboard you have 2 Grasp and 2 Bloodchief's Thirst, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. Fatal Push is the most efficient answer to a Shark. Dire Tactics can sometimes have me lose life, which I want to. Sometimes it's a liability though. Like if I didn't have the human out at the end, that Shark would have one-shotted me.
Yeah.
And is a little.
I thought I was going to get you with that Shark. I'm not going to lie.
It's a little less mana efficient than Fatal Push as well. Noxious Grasp is a nice instant speed answer to Teferi. Doesn't hit Sharks. Bloodchief's Thirst hits them both, but is 4 mana to deal with the Teferi and only sorcery speed against Sharks, so it doesn't stop the ambush. So there's a lot of different variables at play here. I ended up siding with having the Thirsts in. If I'm only going to have 3 spots for removal, I want the most versatile.
Yeah, and to be fair, you're deciding on what your worst 3 cards in the deck are, realistically. So it's all the, if I have to draw these cards, which ones are just okay.
So I'm siding with versatility over efficiency.
Yep.
And then when it comes down to the other three, I'm going to have one push in to stop those sharks at instant speed. I think that's the next most important. Maybe you would have a Noxious Grasp. That's the close decision to me. Do I want one grasp or one push? I'm siding with sharks. I think I can contain the Teferis pretty well.
Yeah, you can just attack them too. Teferi, isn't exactly what it once used to be. And I do wonder if this deck would be better as a Growth Spiral, Nissa, Crisis deck, or maybe split. But the thing is, you can't play too many Teferis and Nissas. That is just too clunky of a curve.
Yeah. Teferi wants to play with instant speed cards and instant speed interaction.
Yeah.
Nissa wants to play with a little bit of that.
But wants to play with 2-mana ones.
Yeah. But
Negates,
just 2-mana ones.
Scatters.
And just enough that you have the one where you untap.
Yeah.
Then you just want the ramp cards. You want the Hydroid Crises.
Yeah.
You want the 4 or 5 powerful 4 or 5 mana really powerful plays.
Yeah.
So strategically they just don't really mesh very well.
Agreed. And right now this deck does mesh quite well with Teferi, Sharks as your win cons. Everything is acting on your turn, so it makes it tough on you what to play around. Counter spells, settles, all that jazz. So, all right, I'm gonna go first here. All right, give me a good one. It's passable. I'll keep.
My hand is also passable.
Okay. Let's start with a farmland. Pass to you.
I will go to 18 for a Godless Shrine and 16 for a Thoughtseize.
All right. Here's my medium hand. Another reason to keep quite a medium hand here is you are a Thoughtseize deck, so.
I will take the Settle the Wreckage. Pass the turn.
You learned, huh? All right, so here we go. Untap, draw. It's not worth it too much to bluff here. If I drew an Essence Scatter, I just play this. Pass to you.
I will play Concealed Courtyard and Adonto Vanguard.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I have a land, and I did draw a decent one for that. I'll Baffling End.
That is very good. I am going to pay 4 life and go to 12.
Okay, and pass to you.
Now I will go to 10.
Okay.
I will play a Death Shadow.
Okay.
And a Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Yeah, God, those Death Shadows have been pretty awesome, I must say. I was kind of skeptical at first, but they have seemed pretty sweet. I'll play a land and pass to you.
No Wrath.
Not yet, anyways.
Okay, I will go to 7.
Okay.
I will attack you for 7.
Okay, I'll crack this. It's kind of awkward. I think I will get the forest here. And I'm debating just 2/2 Shark, block Knight Ebon Legion, kind of force your mana here. Not so bad. It still hits me kind of hard, but it's either that I could just commit. Death Shadow, not great. I think I'd rather draw the card. So I'm going to make a 2/2 Shark, see what you do.
Yeah. You can block.
So yeah, Death Shadow is still 6. So I could just block Death Shadow and force you to pump 2. It's kind of the same, except I do actually just save some damage if you're that inclined. Or, it's stopping like Ranger of Eos. It's stopping that as a good play. So that's kind of my options here. Regardless, they're not good. They're not great options. But I think I would rather stop you from making a play. So I'll block Knight.
Okay. I will pump the Knight. Have you take 6?
Yep. 14.
On the end step, I'll get a counter on the Knight.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
All right.
You have 4 unknowns?
4 unknowns.
You can pick up the commit if you'd like.
No. I'm going to play a Hallowed Fountain, and I'll pass to you.
And at this point, you're at 14.
Mm-hmm.
This is currently an 8. A pump makes it an 11-point attack. Yeah. I think there's only the one settlement. Attack rate.
No blocks.
No bumps.
I'll attempt to commit this.
Committing the shadow.
Yeah.
I will God's willing it. Blue.
God, this feels so bad. All right.
Yeah, that seems like a fine card to draw next turn.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have you take the 8.
All right.
Puts you to 6.
Mm-hmm.
End step, the knight gets a second counter.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Yuck. I will draw. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'll play this. I'll play Narset.
That's perfectly fine.
Activate. Really only one option here. Yeah. And I just drew lands.
Yeah. I've got everything.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't beat a Wrath, right? Like, Wrath is what got you?
Then I thought seize a removal spell, play Scourge, have God's Willing up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You once again, you need double Wrath.
Yeah, yeah. And I just flooded again here, but maybe this is just, just too rough of a matchup.
You haven't really found an early Teferi, and that's the problem. Like,
sure.
that's your source of card advantage. If you're not going to do that, it's really easy for you to flood in a probably 26, 27 land deck.
Yep. Yeah, what a beating. That deck has just looked awesome, though.
Yeah, so far it's just
looked awesome.
Lean, mean, fight machine.
No kidding. Well, we got time for a pity game, but yeah, you've accomplished the sweep. So get your brooms ready. This historic didn't go well. Didn't go well for me this time. But the games have been sweet. Historic is always a lot faster. That's the one thing you have to just accept with Historic is, just with how the format is with Muxus, now with Death Shadow, that incentivizes fast games. With Uro gone, that's kind of slowed games down. I do think Historic is going to be even faster now.
Yeah, you've got Aura's decks, you've got the Neoform combo decks.
Yeah, I wonder how much those will still show up, because that had Uro as well as like the best plan B thing, and it just didn't do very well. Like Michael Jacob was the only one to play it in the league weekend or whatever the last big Historic was. Maybe it was a set championship or something. I can't remember.
To me, that's one of those decks that isn't powerful enough to succeed when people know about it or are expecting it, but when they don't, it has some potential.
Yeah, or another deck that actually I would like to try for Thursday is just the Paradox Engine Hardikiran deck. Or not Hardikiran, Kinnan.
Yeah.
Kinnan.
With Inspiring Statuary, that could definitely be...
Yeah, I suppose you could put that in there. Yeah.
I think you would want it.
More than likely. Yeah,
probably not 4.
You did have Uro, which was your great plan B card as well, so you do have some slots open. But, just Mox Opal and Kinnan was just so sweet.
I guess that is a slightly different way of doing things. You're not playing Outcome. You're just Paradox Engine.
Exactly. But some kind of Outcome stylish deck, some kind of blue combo based deck. But all right, y'all, game 3. I'm going to try to pick up a game here. Okay, yeah, this hand is pretty decent. I'll keep.
I will keep as well.
Your go.
So go to 18 and Thoughtseize you.
All right, naturally. I have Wraths and a Scatter and a Dream.
Take the Essence Scatter.
Okay. I'm guessing a Danto Vanguard is a nice hole to fill here. Oh boy. Well, once again, no real point in bluffing. There's not any double white that I need on that, so I'll just play this. Pass to you.
Okay, I'll play Chef at Dunes. Take 1 from the Dunes to 15. Play a Danto Vanguard.
Cool. I'm having fun.
Pass the turn.
Even the salty one, taking the extra salty point. Pass to you. Oh my god.
Attack you for 3.
Okay, 17.
Play a Bright Climb Pathway.
Okay.
And an Adanto Vanguard.
Oh, cool.
Pass the turn. All you needed was double Wrath the other games.
Yeah.
Now it's... It gets a little awkward because I've paid so much life.
Yeah, I will Wrath.
I will pay 8 life. I'll go to 7.
Okay, here go.
I will attack you for 6.
Okay, 11.
Play an Agadeem.
Okay. You want to untap that?
No, let's do that tapped. Pass the turn.
Okay. So I can just Wrath away one of these Adantos, essentially. I don't think that's great. It's not awful, but instead, I think I'm going to get down a Teferi.
That's pretty good.
And it's to tuck or to draw. I'm just going to draw. And then end step on tap. Pass to you.
I will send both at Teferi.
Teferi's down. Nice 5 mana draw card, gain 6. I'll take it.
I will play another tapped Agadeem.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
A draw. Going to try this now. I'm going to go with a Growth Spiral.
Yep.
I have a land, and I'll pass to you.
It's incredibly annoying.
Yeah, that is actually a pretty good land. Oh, we need human. We need Shaheen's. Just kidding. We can make it work with any of these other ones. Jerry's subbing in for Shaheen.
Okay, I'm going to play an If Near Deadlands.
Okay.
I'm going to sack Chef at Dunes.
Okay.
And then attack for 8.
Okay, I will make a blocker.
Puts you to 7.
Yep.
Pass a turn.
Okay. Oh, it totally did. It totally did. Okay. Yeah, let's back that up, because that definitely changes a lot of things. Okay, so that's my situation. I'll be skipping my draw step next turn. Dang it, sorry about that, chat.
No worries.
I was talking chat. I think I will go with this instead then. So that does make it awkward because this is the card I drew. So okay. I will put this back and
yeah, grip 3.
Yep. And I will select it. I'll take Shark Typhoon. And then I do get to draw next turn. So then I'll pass to you.
And I have you at 11 then.
Yeah, 11.
So 11 to 7.
11 to 7.
So
I
you're
have this. You know I have these two. And then we should be a stable board here.
Okay.
Why can't one of these be a Temple Garden?
That's kind of how it was.
I kind of did too, yeah. The Grove and Temple Gardens do really look similar. So you didn't draw then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I put it back and drew.
Okay,
so
cool,
we're good.
Yeah.
So now with this new information, let's send one Adonto at Narset, one at you.
Okay.
You go to 8.
8.
Then I will play a Scourge of the Skyclaves.
Okay.
Force out that other Wrath.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. Yeah, that definitely will force it out. All right, Wrath.
I will pay 4 life, go to 3.
Okay. No. I will Baffling End.
You're 8.
8. Yep.
Yeah, all God's willing.
I'm scared.
Pro white.
Okay, pass to you.
A lot of good things I can find. Is that one of them? You have 2 in hand, one of which is Typhoon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I will keep that.
Oh. I'm afraid.
Attack for 3.
Okay, I'm down to 5.
I've played Scourge of the Skyclaves.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. On to a draw. And you're at
3.
3. So that was probably a good draw. I will cast Wrath of God.
Wow.
You said I needed 3 wraths. I'm doing it.
Actually,
that's one way to fight through Adonto Vanguards. Just hit your life total.
Wow. So
nothing like casting Wrath of God. Like if there's just a home feeling to casting this over Shatter or any other play on Wrath of God.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Death Shadow.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
1/1 shark. Draw a card. Interesting.
Surprised at trying the 1/1 instead of trying to one-shot me when I if near dead lands.
Yes. I will cast a fairy.
Resolves.
Draw. And then I will pass and untap these two and pass to you.
Okay, I was worried about a land there to have the castle up as well.
Yeah. It's been a good game.
I think it's pretty clear that I just, if near dead lands the shark,
Shark down.
attack you.
So I am very afraid of God's willing. So I don't think I, could give you that opportunity. I'll settle you.
Drew the 4th Wrath of God.
Yeah, I do have 6, to be fair, yeah. Target you.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I'll get the swamp and I'll pass the turn.
Oh, come on, give me a land. It's going to be a crowd favorite if I get a land here. Draw. Oh, yeah, I'll sack and crack this.
What do you need 8 mana for?
Oh, it's not what I need 8. It's what I need 12 for. All right.
12.
Whoops.
You mean 10?
Well, with the untap from Teferi.
Yeah, so you have 8 plus 2 is 10.
I need 10, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for Twitch chat right here. I will hard cast Shark Typhoon. And then end step, I will untap, and I'll pass to you. That's for you, chat. That's for you.
4 mana spell are you playing?
I don't know. I got another settle.
Is that really what's going to get me?
Settle?
That's what's going to get me this game. I'll play Ranger of Eos.
Okay.
Trigger.
Yep.
Get 2 shadows.
Okay.
Play one of them.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I don't love that, I guess. End step cast out, get a 4/4 shark.
That's when you have...
Yeah.
And that's what's going to beat me. The fact that I have Bloodchief's Thirst in my deck instead of Fatal Push.
Yes.
I kept second God's Willing when I used this one.
That's what I figured, because I had cast out or settle for that turn.
Yeah, but you just drew Wrath of God, and second Shark Typhoon.
I mean, that's all my deck does. So yes, I did draw the things that allow me to win the game. Yeah. All right, at least we got one for the control mages out there. You know, not bad.
I was also stuck on 6 with this Amiria's Call.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty good, even against
Next
Settle.
turn I was up to these cards with the fairy. But
you finally had a game where you drew gas. You flooded the first 2 games.
Wow. Next turn I could have went Shark Typhoon 6/6 shards and then always Beholden and get 2 4/4s.
I'm just wondering, was there a way for me to save a bit of extra life that game? Because I think I certainly was a little too cavalier early because I double Adonto Vanguard. I should know that I want my life for those against Wrath of Gods.
You did take 1 from a Adonto.
That from the Shafat Dunes. That one was irrelevant.
No, you took 1 there and then you took 1 unnecessary Adonto. You just did that in response to a Baffling End. That was it. Yeah, you did.
No. Yeah, because I played 2 of them and then you wrapped and I paid 8.
Oh wait, maybe.
Yeah, that was last game.
I was blending together.
So what I'm thinking was the Godless Shrine I played on turn 1. Like I could have played this as a black land.
Yeah.
And just had more tap lands.
I still think that is such a hindsight misplay when I do not think that is the wrong play in your deck at all.
Yeah. That's the 2 damage that could have made a difference this game. I'm wondering if I but I also I think I really wanted this to be on the white side is the other thing. But I could have ended up just playing this tapped and just not having this around.
Yeah, I think the other play is when you played Scourge into like my forced Wrath. I already had the Wrath, so I felt very good that you did that. I don't know if that really would have mattered too much.
I wasn't sure if you had to Wrath. It depended on some of the other cards in your hand, right?
Yeah. I guess just my plan for that turn was Wrath, baffling end no matter what. So the fact that I got an extra creature, I was like, all right, nice.
So just ended up playing into your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I got to say, Control, I just don't know if it is what it used to be. The only problem within Historic is there's so many decks that attack Control at such a varied way that it's so hard to be prepared for every deck. If you can nail it, like, Brad Barkley did at the last set championship where he just played around Goblins, Jund, if the metagame was that condensed, you can build a Control deck to beat 2 or 3 decks. But if you're up in the ladders right now in Historic, I played a little bit and it's the Wild Wild West. You can't play a non-proactive control deck. You can do a Nissa ramp control deck, and maybe that's good enough. But these generic styles, I think you really need a honed-in metagame to be able to focus on it, or you need to just have a perfectly well-constructed sideboard that has a lot of high-impact cards, which Historic kind of is. You do have some high-impact sideboard cards, but...
Yeah, I agree. But as I said, the reason I like Spiral is because it let you, bypass the need to have the right answer at each spot on the curve.
Yeah.
You can just get to your Teferi faster, and that's the card that, lets you have all the extra mana. So now your 3-mana cancels look fine. Your 4-mana cast-outs look fine when you have 2 extra mana on every turn.
Yeah.
But without it, you're just too inefficient against the broad scope of the metagame to keep up.
But God, do I love these style of decks. I love them.
Playing with Teferi is pretty fun. You just have there's something to be said. When you're just casting card draw spells, you're usually falling so far behind on the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
So there's some fair, give and take there. With Teferi, you're drawing cards and generating extra mana at the same time. It just snowballs so quickly.
Agreed. And honestly, one of the biggest hits for this deck is Teferi Time Raveler. That was a big one. That card getting out of there was pretty big. That was your middle ground card where if I can counter your 2-drop and you play a 3-drop and I can bounce that and then start with a Teferi and then maybe Wrath on your turn after you play 2 threats,
hit your land drop for the turn every time. Yeah, that was your still very efficient but also broad-based answer that made sure that you got to the middle stages of the game with a reasonably high life total, making all your land drops ready to play Teferi on an even board where it's going to survive.
You would agree Time Raveler did nothing wrong? We should get it back.
No, the Teferi Time Ravelers should get the ET treatment. They should gather up every single copy and bury them in the desert outside Las Vegas.
Just go to people's houses, be like, do you play Magic?
Yeah,
if you do, let me see your collection.
Yeah, it should be like the census takers, right? They send people out if you don't... there's going to be a period where you're able to send them in voluntarily. And then once they collect all of them, be like, well, we're still 6.2 million short.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we got to go around all the Magic players, and they've got their clipboards, and they're ready to confiscate those Teferi Time Ravelers.
It's a little extreme, but I like it.
Yeah, take them out of your cubes, out of your commander decks. They're all gone.
All right, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed this little Historic show as much as we did. Historic looks pretty fun. Like we said, very fast. We can just tell kind of by the games we get in per show. Just kind of the speed of the format. I definitely do think this is fast. We're going to be honing in. We played some of the first lists we saw here. Now we're going to pick 4 lists that we really like. I've saved the mono black deck with Death Shadow. I really wanted to try that, but we didn't want to battle Shadow against Shadow, believe it or not. That would be kind of an absurd match. But I do want to try that.
Scourge against Scourge is the absurd part.
Oh yeah. So that's our plan for Thursday. We want to keep exploring Historic, and we want to give, most importantly, all of y'all some deck lists to go off of, improve some decks, maybe just play some decks that you really liked. I think the winner of the show for me would be Rakdos Arcanist. That's my play style. I played it a ton. I love it. I think that would be my leading deck out of all of these to go into battle this weekend. What about you?
I'm inclined to play the Orzhov Shadow deck here. I think
super nice
with some tuning. I like to have a little bit of a toolbox with the with Ranger Revios too. I think there's 3 gods.
Giant Killer for sure.
Yeah, I think Giant Killer's great. I think there's 3 gods willing. One of them can easily be a Selfless Savior or an Alseid of Life's Bounty.
Alseid's
nice, and I think having 1 Fairy Guide Mother as a way to jump your creatures is perfectly fine.
Wow, wishing for a Fairy Godmother. How flavorful is that? That's nice.
So So that little 3-card toolbox, I think it can, help the deck. Other than that, it's mainly about sideboarding, and I think this deck is both, it's powerful, it's flexible, and it's hard to hate out. If I played the Arcanist deck, I would just be deathly afraid of my opponents having ley lines and rest in pieces.
And you can have rest in peace.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they're in the deck sideboard. No, but
you can if you're afraid of it. Yeah. And I would be afraid of that matchup for sure.
Yeah, I agree. That's the kind of overwhelming card advantage that you have trouble dealing with. Even just young Pyromancer seems problematic for this kind of.
And honestly, White just has some of the best sideboard cards in Historic, and kind of has for a while. Just really high impact.
True in Modern cards. For a while too.
Exactly.
White's just great at sideboarding.
Just full of stony silences, as Paulo's article was for this last Standard event. That was a great article. If y'all haven't read that, check that out. An old Paulo article. But that's going to do it for us. Now, one thing of business before we get to our subs and sponsors, we are doing the viewer submitted shows again. So that's you. If you want to go to our Twitter right now and submit a deck that you want to see on the show on Thursday, do it. We both sent out a tweet, drop a deck list in there, text form, and you might see it on the show. We're going to pick some of the coolest ones, and y'all usually give us some pretty cool lists.
You've got till mid-morning to late morning tomorrow to get them in. That's when the show gets planned. So you're still looking at over 12 hours to get your lists into us. So bring the goods, please.
Bring the goods. I need it because I just got swept. I need to redeem myself on Thursday. You go get your broom ready. You get your sub thinking ready, and we'll get our sponsor thinking ready, and then we'll be out of here.
All right, we have 4 subs today. Ooh. G4 Lopin, Carl Denoff 2 for 2 months, and Pokemon Professor Millie Miltank for 6 months. So thank you to all of our subs.
Nice.
Thank you for that support. If you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you want to sit in these awesome chairs that we do every Tuesday and Thursday, you can head over to carnox.com/SCG, and you can use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs.
And our final sponsor is Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection of t-shirts, hoodies, and now stickers at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there as well.
Now, usually I just will wear a bunch of Coalesce shirts, wash them, and then get them back into rotation. This one I just wash right when I'm done with it, just to rewear it, because I love these colors so much. The South Beach Wooburg, that's definitely the Corey and
shirt.
I just love the play on Wu-Tang. It's so good. So very good. All right, next order of business. We got new cards coming out, and it seems like we're just getting 2 sets at a time now instead of 1. So
many sets.
So first, we do have Strixhaven coming up. Right now, no real cards except what we got the commands. So right now it is just sealed product that you can order, but you can go to starcitygames.com/ST to pre-order some sealed product for that. Now, also, I know you've been seeing this, you've been keeping track of Twitter, is Time Spiral remastered pre-orders are going on right now. Those you can get the actual cards for, and let me tell you, everybody's got a favorite in there. You talk to somebody different, they have a card they love, whether it's the Thoughtseizes, or whatever else you really love. I know that's my favorite. So go to starcitygames.com/previews to get some more information on pre-ordering those cards.
And if you want to get a little bit of money to pre-order those cards or sealed product, you can sell the cards you're not using to SCG, because it has never been easier. There's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them take care of it. You can make an appointment and come in person, or if your collection is big enough, you can make an appointment and SCG will come to you.
Pretty sweet. Ross Merriam personally, right?
Not me.
Okay.
I have no idea what the price of any cards are. I will try to give you a quarter for your Black Lotus.
Yeah.
And, I'll look at you weird when you tell me I'm an idiot.
Wow, you're going to get slapped in the face if you offer someone a quarter for a Black Lotus. You better stay in Roanoke. You better stay in Roanoke, buddy. And last but not least, we've been talking about this throughout the show, but our road to the Strixhaven Championship is this weekend. And this weekend is historic. We're mixing it up. We're really getting into this format before the Keldheim Championship next weekend, where the pros take over. And there's a lot of cool stuff. So same kind of structure structure, Friday and Saturday will be 4 qualifiers each day. If you go 4-2 or better, you qualify for the Sunday event. And then 5-1 and 6-0 will get you 1 or 2 buys. Plus, there's a bunch of gems, qualifications on the line. It seems like every time they do a new SCG Tour Online, they add something new, some cool perk that they're giving you on Arena or qualifications. So really cool events. Go to www.starcitygames.com/SCG Tour Online for more information.
And our final order of business is the Star City Games weekly sale. This week, in honor of Daylight Savings Time, SCG is letting you save more than daylight. There was a bunch of different.
They had a really good pun in there and a really good joke, and you butchered it.
Yeah, I butchered it. But the weekly sale is going to be up to 50% off of 500 different items in the store. If you want to find out what those items are, you can go to starcitygames.com/sale. Check it out, and that is going to be going on until 10:59 a.m. Eastern Time, an hour ahead of where it would have otherwise been, right?
Yeah.
On this coming Monday.
So clever.
Take advantage of that Daylight Savings Time sale while you still can.
Yep, absolutely, everyone. So that does it for all our plugs there at the end. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to be back here Thursday, like I said, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time with more historic action. So for Corey, Ross, and Rob, bye-bye.